Welcome to the Bob and Tom Show. Here are the singers. There's Christy Lee ready at the news desk.
Hello.
There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hey, chick.
There's Josh Arnold at the I Hate Steven Singer's sidekick chair.
Hi.
There's Ace Cosby. Hey. Willie Griswold on assignment. I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom.
Yeah, Willie has an interesting story to tell.
Is that right?
Whether or not we'll be able to get him to do it is interesting.
Can I get a hold of him?
Well, there's a specific news sports story coming up that Willie has it's kind of a
Front row seat for?
Could be. We'll
have to do with the Lakers?
Well, there goes that story.
Yep.
Okay. So much for the teaser. Yeah, Willie was at the Laker game with Jack Nicholson.
How dare I do that?
I know, really?
Yeah.
How close was he?
Plus, there were some great pictures on Instagram. Looked like he had a wonderful time. Was that a last minute?
Yeah, his cousin or something was able to get the tickets at the last minute.
That's awesome.
He was in Los Angeles, got to see the game along with Jack Nicholson, which was a big news story. Jack's first time back in a couple of years.
Attaboy, Jack. Wait till they start winning again. That's a fan.
Yeah, he's been to some of their home games. He's been to almost all of them since 1970.
Unless they're losing, and then he doesn't show up.
Well,
Has he been ill?
Yes, I think he's been sick. So
Jack, sick?
Yeah, I think he's been. He hasn't been in a movie in years.
I read over the weekend that he ad-libbed that. You might know this story. I did not. He ad-libbed the whole engines, what he's drinking on Easy Rider.
A lot of that movie was
wow.
And then the famous scene where he goes nuts in 5 Easy Pieces about the hold the
tuna,
orders the toast. Yeah. That actually happened to him. That was a real story, that something he did to a waitress, and they put it in the movie. But so much for the classic old Jack Nicholson stuff. We'll be getting to the story of Jack at the Laker game.
And didn't he have something to do with the Monkees, too? Wasn't he like producer or
He
something?
wrote the dreadful Monkees movie Head.
Wow.
And they're sort of at the end of their career when the TV show was gone.
I don't even remember that movie, and I loved the Monkees.
Yeah, well, it was very psychedelic.
So very,
extremely dated.
Bunch of hippies with money.
Yeah. And then very well, let's just go shoot some stuff.
An acid trip that went awry.
Yeah. Put it this way. Imagine the movie starts with the Monkees all being dead.
What?
Oh, I'd watch that.
Oh, I would. Oh, hey.
There you go. That sounds like a good
start.
It might be right up your alley, Josh.
Rabbit. Today's May 1st. Here we are.
All right.
What is it? Hooray, hooray. The month of May. Outdoor sex begins today. Something like that. Isn't that right?
Oh, I've never heard that.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Check local listings. You might want to take a blanket.
Well, that's good to know. We will be featuring some great guests today. Comedians Greg Warren and Reno Collier, and famed football coach Dave Wanstadt.
Mr. Chicago.
We'll talk with Dave about the draft, the NFL draft. Very exciting. And we'll find out.
Oh, hang on a second. Someone's smirking.
How much did you watch, Josh, of the draft?
Oh, no, I didn't watch any of it, of course, but yeah.
Now, you got to be in the world of hockey.
It's nuts going in hockey, right?
The best team. The
Bruins are out.
The team with the best record in hockey, out.
Yeah, it happens all the time. It's one of those weird things. The President's Trophy is a curse. Really, but it's good playoff hockey going on.
Okay, well we'll try
the Kraken's advanced, beating the champs. How about that?
Yeah,
we promised comedian Tim Cavanaugh that if the Kraken's advanced, he would be able to
Sing a song again?
Sing his Kraken song.
Well, so we've got that to look forward to. Good.
Yeah. He was back last week with his Kraken song. We'll get to that at some point this morning. What else is happening in the sports teaser world?
Well, we've got the Western Conference semifinals all set up. The Suns and the Nuggets are already at it in the NBA. But first, last night, Steph Curry and the Dubs took care of things in Sacramento, dismissing the Kings in their own building, 120-100. Steph Curry had 50 last night. So the Warriors advance to take on the Lakers tomorrow night.
That's really amazing.
Yeah, and Jimmy Butler, they call him, Jimmy Playoffs? They call him Jimmy, a lot of stuff. Jimmy Jimmy hurt his ankle yesterday. That's what he hurt his ankle. But he was okay. But evidently the Heat, they beat the Knicks at the Godwin, 108-101, and that game won of the Eastern Conference semifinals. So there you go. And we'll talk about Andy Warhol and O.J. Simpson in sports, and Tom Brady's talking about dating and all sorts of things. And Dave Wanstadt coming up later this morning to talk about the NFL draft.
Look forward to talking with Dave. That'll be fun. And
he doesn't look like one of those guys you'd call Davey. Davey! No, I don't think so. He looks like a David or a Dave.
Or a Coach.
Yeah, or Coach.
Yeah, looks like
he probably
also,
likes Coach.
We have interesting news in the world of self-pleasure involving employment.
It's now a job?
Yeah, well, yeah.
I've done it like it's my job. I don't know. I don't know if that has...
You'd have a really nice car if we were
Whacking 9 to 5.
Well, we'll find out. Pat, you might want to start working on that.
Yeah, that sounds
I don't know if
really
you've seen the story, but coming up, yeah, we have that as a possible. I wouldn't say career, but it does pay pretty well. We'll find out about that. We also have sheep in the news. Remember last week we had the lamb in the back of the car in the drug bust.
Oh, yeah.
This time we have hundreds of sheep.
Okay, once again, this has happened. You keep saying things, and it always reminds me of warm sweaters. What's wrong with me?
What?
Well,
You said something last week about, and it automatically triggered. Boy, that sounds like that'd make a nice warm sweater.
There's nothing
about
wrong
the
with
lamb
you. You
and the
appreciate a good sweater.
And then, but you said sheep. I go, oh, that sounds like a nice warm sweater.
This is a really cool story.
I'm very old, is what I'm saying.
This is a really cool story coming out of Idaho. We have just some classic great
Beautiful
stories.
country in Idaho, Tom.
Love Idaho.
Air's different. It's
Yeah.
sweet. It's crisp.
This is a great story about sheep. And
You don't even have to lick the stamps there.
also, has anybody ever heard of a Dickie Berg?
No.
It's a...
Is it similar to a Fatberg?
yeah, it is kind of.
Can I tell you this? When I was a kid, my mom and dad had a friend. His name was Richard, but they called him Dickie Bird.
Dickie Bird.
Dickie
Wow.
Bird.
And Dickie Bird is a slang term used a lot in Canada. One would refer to one's male anatomy as one's Dickie Bird.
Oh, I thought you said Dickie Berg.
Well, I did.
You did.
Oh.
And the Dickie Berg,
Like iceberg.
yes, is a current phenomenon in the water.
Okay.
In which this guy's got a photograph. Once you see it, you immediately go, well, that's got to be fake.
Oh.
But it's an iceberg that is being referred to as a Dickie Berg for good reason.
I see.
That's my favorite Instagram follow. That looks like a dick.
Well, well, this better be on it.
Okay. Yeah.
It's got thousands of people that are talking about it. God, it would have been great if the Titanic hit one like that. That would have changed the whole end of the movie.
By the way, speaking of the Titanic, did I mention this last week? There's someone online edited in the famous sketching scene where DiCaprio sketches Winslet. Mm-hmm. Only they replaced Winslet with a golden retriever. The dog's leaning back on the couch. And then DiCaprio sketching, and, as he did in the movie. It's pretty
At the end, do they show a drawing of the dog?
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
Oh, that took some
But
work.
no, it's poorly drawn, obviously, by the guy who did the whole thing. But it only made it funnier. Yeah.
We definitely need to find that. Yeah. Okay. Now,
all right, that's it for me. I'm going home. Thanks a lot, everybody.
I hope you had a great weekend. I want to talk about great food and having your taste buds. Thank you. What I'm talking about, of course, is HelloFresh. They've got a bunch of new stuff at HelloFresh, and they know that the clock is ticking, that we're all so busy. That's why they do the shopping. They buy the stuff. You put it together. I'm talking about great chef-crafted recipes every week featuring seasonal ingredients. Right now, something new at HelloFresh to get 16 free meals by going to HelloFresh.com/BTShow16. HelloFresh makes dinner time a lot easier because, again, they've saved you a lot of time by going to the grocery store. They've measured everything, and every week you can pick every week, I should say, from 40 recipes, and you put them together. Once again, it's freshness is the key. And by the way, it's okay to be very picky because they've got recipes from fit and wholesome all the way down to family friendly. They've even got recipes for the pescatarians out there or the vegetarians. They've got a meal that will suit you. Celebrate Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month with authentic recipes created by Chef Serbi Sani of New York City's famous Tagmo restaurant. Find out what I'm talking about by going to HelloFresh.com/BTShow16. 16 free meals plus free shipping with the code BTShow16. It's a new code and a whole new thing going on at HelloFresh. And don't forget those really quick recipes they've got now, so you can put them together, some of these things, in just 10 or 15 minutes. The code is BTShow16, like Bob Tom Show 16. HelloFresh.com/BTShow16. Got a great story about a kid who was a hero. Did something great. It's good to hear stuff like that. We got that nice positive story coming up today. And then we've got a story about hundreds of thousands of cigarette butts. Oh, yeah. It's
lovely.
Toxic. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Good morning, sunshine.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
I saw a billboard recently, too, that was it was a billboard for a hospital, and then there was a picture of a smiling woman, and the caption read, "They didn't treat me like doctors. They treated me like friends." Like, well, that's great for her. I mean, she must have really good friends.
Yeah.
Me, when I have to go to the hospital, I want my doctors to treat me like doctors. Okay?
Sure.
Yeah.
To hell with my friends.
Yeah.
My friends don't know how to treat me.
Yeah.
I had sunburn once. You know what my friends did? They slapped it.
Yeah.
Sure.
When I told them it hurt, they just slapped it harder and more frequently.
Yeah,
All
absolutely.
right, I want doctors who are going to properly diagnose my condition, not my friends who are going to tell me I have a fatal case of the queers.
Yeah.
I want doctors, all right?
Yeah.
Doctors who are going to bring me medicine, not beer that's been kind of peed in.
Yeah.
I want doctors who are going to provide me with proper treatment.
What? You need new friends, pal.
Yeah, really.
What's this peeing in the beer routine?
Doctors who are going to provide me with proper treatment, not my friends who are going to shoot me with Roman candles as I struggle to get out of a hammock.
It's always funny on YouTube. Always funny.
When do you not struggle to get out of a hammock? I mean, is
doesn't
there
matter.
an elegant way to get out of a hammock?
No, there isn't.
No.
Especially
But they're great.
especially when you're being pelted with Roman candles
Yes.
that are lit.
You gotta love that.
You do need better friends.
Yeah.
And you're weighing in at what, about 2 1/4?
Oh, you're very generous.
on.
Chris.
Yeah.
That's very
About
kind.
245.
245, getting out of a hammock with Roman candles.
No, yeah,
I'd watch.
Yeah, I'm in.
People did.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Don't you bottom out on a hammock? Hey, come on. Poor Josh.
Josh, we made you sit in the green room all morning.
Isn't that considered a picnic blanket at that point?
I somehow didn't get an invitation. Lagerfeld created for Chanel, Fendi, Chloe, and more, so it's a sure bet stars have raided the archives of those fashion houses or tracked down vintage elsewhere, of course. This year's 5 hosts include Wintour, as usual, along with Michaela Coel, Penelope Cruz, Roger Federer, and Tom's favorite, Dua Lipa. That's the Met Gala happening tonight. I will not be in attendance. And that's a look at things you may have missed. Apparently, I'm going to miss the gala. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Hey, hi, this is Tom.
And this is Chick from the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, Christy, what's the best way to get full access to the show?
Hey, what? You introduced me.
That would be to become a Bob and Tom VIP.
Very good. Now, Josh, what's a feature of Bob and Tom VIP?
Wait a minute.
Well, the live 5-camera video stream of the show, plus a podcast of the show and comedy from the Bob and Tom archives.
Excellent. Chick, what do you have to say for yourself?
Become a Bob and Tom VIP now. Just go to bobandtom.com/VIP.
See, that was worth the wait, wasn't it?
Bob and Tom 24/7. Not on air, online, all the time.
Bob and Tom, 24/7.
Al from the MES News Center in New York. I'm Tom Bochow. In Bogota, Colombia, Brian Naranjo, age 18, says being small has its advantages, one being having a better view of girls in miniskirts. standing just 27.9 inches tall.
Wow.
Joe was named the smallest man in Latin America by the Guinness Book of Records.
27 inches tall.
Besides holding the #1 position, he fulfilled another dream by going to Disneyland, where he called the It's a Small World exhibit disappointing. In Stockholm, Sweden, Leif Borg, warning he would blow the courtroom into the air just 10 minutes earlier at his divorce trial, pulled dynamite from his briefcase and set it off, killing himself and seriously wounding his wife's lawyer, severing the lawyer's limbs.
Wow.
Witnesses said the explosion occurred during proceedings to determine how the couple's property would be split. For once, a lawyer got the charge that cost him an arm and a leg.
And on a high one, that a boy.
Good move. Throw away the script and get out.
Thanks for listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Today's Cliff Notes Theater, the monumental epic movie, Titanic.
Oh.
Man, this is some boat. Uh-oh.
This has been Cliff Notes Theater. Cliff Notes Theater, when you just don't have time to set through the whole movie.
Jeff Rothband is our guest. Jeff is a fine comedian.
I actually had to do that once.
What?
Be a pallbearer, and that,
Oh, my
that's
God.
heavy.
Yes,
that's a
it's
heavy job.
Yeah, I actually had to go to a funeral, and I was asked to be a pallbearer, and I always a pallbearer.
Never the corpse.
Bob and Tom.
5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
They put the F in...
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hello.
There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hello, chick.
Hello, Pat. There's Josh Arnold at the I Hate Steven Singer sidekick chair.
Chick.
There's Ace Cosby.
Howdy.
I'm Chick McGee. Rabbit. May 1st. Mayday, right? Isn't that what they call it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're a commie? Mayday?
Big day for you.
Big day for the commies.
Wear your red and
All right.
wear your red and report to your job
right.
at the United States Congress.
Goose step. Okay. Once again, here's
Let's see now. We have a number of things to get to. Coming up this morning, comedians Greg Warren, Reno Collier, plus NFL. The NFL's Dave Wanstadt talking about the draft.
Formerly the NFL.
Yeah, of course. Were you happy with your Washington?
I'm okay with about. There's nothing that I think Brian Regan has that great bit where he was walking through an airport wearing a Dolphins jersey, and I guess he is a Miami Dolphin fan. And the guy comes up to him and goes, "So, what do you think of the team this year?" And it's like, I got no say in it. I wasn't in the war room for the draft. I'm not going to be there at training camp. I got no say.
I'm going to watch. Me
I'm
too.
just going to watch sooner or later, and we'll see if I can figure out how to get Sunday ticket back, and we'll be all right. I think I've already got that all nailed down, but I keep giving somebody money. I know that.
Okay. Who's going to be having it this year?
YouTube TV.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Now, is this the end of the small dish? Is that going to be a thing of the past?
I think so. Although I have a dish as a backup. I think Ace does too. Actually.
Yeah, I have a dish.
Yeah.
Okay. Which television network?
That's DirecTV.
DirecTV. Okay. It's all getting so confusing. I've got a story coming up about vinyl records. As you know, maybe last year, the gross sales in vinyl records was bigger than that of CDs. But they found out that half the people who buy vinyl records don't have a way to play them.
They just like to collect them? Is that real?
Yeah.
Huh.
Just a new study out there. Okay. Who knows?
This is an email from Kevin. Radio Geniuses, it says.
Oh.
I attended the NFL draft. Well, way to go, Kevin. While I didn't find Kostaki, well, Thank Kevin for little favors. I did see the NFL Draft Experience, which had mock-ups of famous player lockers. Heavy with sponsored content, he says. Of course, they had a fake locker, or flocker, as I started to call them. Well done, Kevin. For Saquon Barkley.
Quan Barkley.
While waiting in line, I heard several people exclaim, "There's Saquon Barkley." To which each time I proudly and loudly responded, "Quan Barkley!" Kevin says it will be a cherished memory for years to
that's
come.
Great. Great letter, Kevin. Thank you.
Way to go, Kevin.
Thank you very much. Well, let's turn to the sports page. Unless, Mr. Godwin.
Yes, sir.
Didn't hear a lot from you last week.
Oh, I was on a retreat.
That would explain he wasn't here. So I
was on assignment.
Yeah.
Trying to get better at my job.
Oh, okay. So you
have a lot of songs for us.
What what kind of background was this retreat?
Well, I went down to Clarksdale, Mississippi, down to the crossroads, the infamous crossroads. Where
famous Robert Johnson going down to the crossroads.
Make a deal with the devil.
Well, I wanted to be a better guitar player for my job. I'm really excited about it, but I thought, man, I'm getting older. I need to really, get good fast.
So you to do a deal with the devil to become a better guitar player?
Well, let me tell you about it. I went down to the crossroads, said, "Can I play like Bonamassa, please? Oh, yeah, please." I sold my soul to the devil. He charged me $616. Then he handed me a Mel Bay How to Play Guitar book and said, "Practice. There are no shortcuts, Patty G." So it's really just about practice.
Okay.
That's surprising. The devil is that practical.
Yeah, who would have guessed?
Mel Bay.
How about
Just
that?
a businessman, yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
That's nice. I don't know if we can dig it up, but one of my favorite moments of the show was the Mel Bay funeral.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see if we can find that. For those of you not familiar with Mel Bay, Mel Bay is sort of the classic how-to book on guitar playing.
Sure.
And when Mr. Bay passed away, well, the fellows got together and they recorded the funeral ceremony. And you can hear this is kind of a sad part.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, they did a nice job. Thank you very much. Obscure, but well worth it. Thank you, Pat. Okay, good. We turn now to the sports page with Mr. Chick McGee.
Hey, thank you, Tom. Steph Curry scored a playoff career high 50 points. That's a record. And you remember we were talking about Kevin Looney last week and the Warriors, how he helped the team, got all those rebounds. And Looney, I'm Looney, I'm crazy. Well, evidently his name's Kevon Looney.
Oh, okay.
I totally missed that.
Well,
it's his name, and it's spelled Kevon. I just thought that was a unique way to spell Kevin, but apparently it's Kevon.
Well, that's Looney in and of itself.
So you could be Tomas or Tomas or... Anyway, Looney had 21 rebounds in a nutty way, and Golden State eliminates Sacramento in their building 120-100 last night. So the Dubs will go on to play the Los Angeles Lakers tomorrow night in San Francisco. That's got everything. That's got LeBron. That's got Steph Curry. That's got NoCal. That's got SoCal. It's got
it's going to be huge.
It's going to come off the.
Now, when they get to L.A., will Jack be back?
Well, he seems like a fair weather fan. So the Lakers advance. So the Lakers are. I don't know what he's going to do.
This was a big news story that Jack Nicholson went to a basketball game.
That's what he's insisting on this. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I gave you the story.
You know what? You did. He did.
What's that headline say, Josh?
Jack Nicholson returns to courtside for Lakers playoff game.
Big story.
He hadn't been in a while or something?
No, but this a sports fan will look at this and say, Jack's a fair weather fan. I'm disappointed in Jack.
No, he's been sick.
Let me tell you something. When the Clippers started, who was there every day? Who was there at every game?
I don't
Who was
know.
there?
Who?
Della Reese. That's right.
Is that right?
Della Reese was courtside.
That was years ago.
That's actually
You
true.
shut up. Della Reese is not a fair weather fan.
Wow.
She lived and died with the Clips, man.
Courtside,
She
huh?
died already.
Mostly died.
Yeah,
Lately.
exactly.
Couldn't use the stairs. So hey, look, we'll just give you courtside. She was a big woman.
Large lady. Got them cakes.
You got the story about Jack?
You know what? I do. Los Angeles Lakers superfan Jack Nicholson.
Well, I didn't know we were going to get this.
You know who does a great Jack, and he's embarrassed by it is Tom. Tom does one.
Mr. Grizz.
Yeah. My stomach hurts.
Come on.
Jack returned to his courtside seat for the first time in nearly 2 years. Together with his son, who's also an old man, the 86-year-old actor was watching the Lakers take on the Memphis Grizzlies from his spot near the opposing, near the Grizzlies. The Lakers went on to beat the Grizzlies 125-85 in Game 6 in the first-round playoff series, eliminating the Grizz. Nicholson, a fixture in the last half-century of Lakers history, cheering the team through the 70s. He famously adjusted his shooting schedule and personal meetings to keep himself free to catch every big Lakers game.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah, he's
big Lakers.
There are a lot of games.
Are you a fan or not?
Well, he has a job.
If you're Jack Nicholson and you've got courtside seats, why aren't you there every?
He's there most.
41 games.
He's been sick.
That's what we need out of you, Jack.
He's 86, right? Or something?
Yeah.
Is that what you said, Chick?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's got to be a little tougher.
He's lucky to get out of bed.
You know, she's right. Like,
Larry David
by
came
the
over
way,
to say hi.
You know, my pecker doesn't work anymore.
If anybody's does, I bet it's Jack's.
It's probably Jack.
Yeah.
He'll find a way.
He's probably got a Viagra IV.
You know, I bet he calls it pecker too. So to speak.
If you saw the picture, it looks like he came to the game straight from his bed.
Yeah.
I love that. He doesn't, he's always disheveled looking now.
Yeah.
When is he just going to go bald? But he's got a lot of hanging on there.
He does have a lot
it's
hanging on.
weird looking, right?
It's been like that forever.
Stringy.
Yeah, stringy.
Man, he's got a cool. Who doesn't love Jack Nicholson?
Come on, he's the best. You go, Jack. We'll hope to see him at the next game.
I guess, if you say so, Tom. Jimmy Butler, Miami Heat, had 25 points, 11 rebounds, tweaked his ankle. We hear more about that today, see if he can continue. They're not sure how badly he's injured. The Heat, number 8 seed, beat the New York Knicks 108-101 at the Garden. Spike was there. Now, there's a fan.
There's a fan.
Spike Lee.
He's always
He's there.
Whether they want him or not.
Yeah.
Remember when he got blamed for the Reggie Miller game? Come on, Spike. Why don't you stay home? That was game 1 of the Eastern Conference Fun. NHL, Carter Verhaeghe.
Very nice.
Write this down, Tom.
Wait a minute. Okay, go ahead.
You all can join in, too, if you like. Maybe
all
Josh knows the name of this. Carter, of course, his last name, Verhaeghe.
Oddly enough, it's Johnson.
So it could be Verhaeghe. It could be Verhaeghe.
It could be Verhaeghe.
Verhaeghe?
Maybe.
He scored the game winner anyway. Carter was very good. 8:35 of overtime to lead the Florida Panthers a 4-3 Game 7 victory and eliminate the record-setting Boston Bruins from the playoffs. And the Bruins were up in this 3-1.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
And the Panthers come back and win 3 straight. Panthers, they're cats. Mm-hmm. And Oliver...
Close off? That's a funny
Oliver Close off is right. Get a pencil, Christy. We got another last name here, right?
Here we go.
Oliver Bjork, which is Bjork.
Mm-hmm. Bjork.
It's Strand. Bjork. Strand. So Bjorkstrand, right?
Yeah.
Bjorkstrand.
Bjorkstrand.
He scored twice, and the Kraken eliminate the defending Stanley Cup champ Colorado Avalanche 2-1 in Denver.
Wow.
7 and advance. And you don't like the name Kraken for a sports team. Is that correct, Tom?
No, I think it's great. Once it was sea I didn't know what it was.
Second season, they advanced to the playoffs for the Kraken.
That's great.
Good
Kraken's a mythological sea beast of some sort.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Were you familiar with the Kraken?
Yeah.
So is it like one of Godzilla's enemies?
No, it's more Greek mythology, that kind of thing.
First time I heard of the
way old.
So it's not Pacific Ocean oriented?
A looked-over movie, which I don't know how it didn't win Best Picture. It was Clash of the Titans with Harry Hamlin and
my gosh.
Laurence Olivier plays Zeus.
Yeah.
And they have a mechanized owl that's it's Harry Hamlin's pet.
Yes.
But they have somebody, I think Olivier releases the Kraken in that movie. What do you think of that?
It's like a sea dragon, isn't it?
He's something else.
Yeah, it can be kind of whatever. It's like it's a little different. It shows up in the Pirates movies too. The Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, more power to them. Glad they're winning.
That's what happens when you're able to cherry pick 2 players from every team. When you start,
they did that.
Vegas, same thing happened with the Vegas. I mean, all these new teams do pretty well.
I plainly remember when the Saints came in to the NFL. They took all the great. They had Jim Taylor and all these great. They just went to. They gave them to the Saints. They want them to do well.
Sure, that'll help.
Yeah.
Good morning, knuckleheads. This email starts.
Morning.
This is about Tom. Good morning, knuckleheads and Christy.
Hi.
Okay. Guys, we have to stop the madness. My 5-year-old daughter just said, Dad, if you can't hear, they call that being ear blind.
A Tomism.
I'm blaming Tom for this, it says. That's from Derek. So don't be and this from the NFL draft proceedings. This is from Eric. I can't believe Tom didn't say they should have played when Bryce Young was drafted. Why didn't they give him the nickname Enter Bryce Young?
Enter Bryce Young.
Thanks, Chip.
Enter the young.
Enter Bryce Young. Okay, sorry.
Enter Bryce Young.
Yeah.
They'll play for us.
One of the classics from the association.
Classic.
That song will live forever. Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Andy Warhol portrait of O.J. Simpson going up for auction.
Oh, yeah.
The 1977 portrait of O.J., who was then the 30-year-old star running back of the Buffalo Bills, was completed as part of Warhol's Athletes series. Signed by Andy and O.J. The portrait is being auctioned off by Phillips Auction House. It's also a gas station.
I want to get athletes in here. Can I paint some athletes?
Ladies and gentlemen, don't cheat yourself. If this show comes to your town, go see Josh Arnold.
Was that Andy or was that Truman?
It's an hour and a half. It's pure joy.
They're kind of similar. He wants, yeah.
Could you sit quietly?
I just want to paint muscly men.
If somehow you could be in a conversation with Andy Warhol and Truman Capote, what would you do?
I'd kick back and listen.
They probably, everyone they ever had probably is on tape somewhere.
I'd grab the nearest swizzle stick and make myself ear blind.
It's going to go for big money.
I think at this estimate, it sounds to me way low. Phillips, the auction house and gas station, estimates the portrait will sell in the $300,000 to $500,000 range.
Oh, yeah, that is lower than I would have thought, too.
And it's OJ, it's a photograph.
Were they shaking hands or it's just OJ?
No, it's just OJ, but he's got a real heavy beard.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, he's got like a 5-day beard growth, and then there's the usual color stuff in the background. So it's interesting. A young OJ. And I guess at the shoot, he showed up and they were trying to find, because they were taking pictures that he would later manipulate, but they were trying to find, they were hoping, I guess, he'd have a jersey. He didn't. They had to scramble to find a football. OJ just brought one glove.
You know the whole story of this.
You know so much about this.
Well, someone's going to pay, probably $1 million for it. I need a little bit of background.
Okay.
It's kind of interesting.
I don't know what I'm laughing at. I watched that whole documentary about that Brillo box he did.
The Andy Warhol?
Yeah, and I had no idea. What am I watching? Right at the
Remember
end.
Andy Warhol's famous phrase, in the future, everyone will be able to kill their wife for 15 minutes.
I don't think that's what he...
is that what he said?
No. But in this case, it would apply, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean... we have Mr. McGee over there. And
I'm going home later.
We all are going home later.
Or maybe very, very soon.
Oh.
But I'm going to the compound that's secure with my buddies from SimpliSafe, the do-it-yourself, design-it-yourself home security system. You know, spring is in bloom, and you know what comes next? Vacation. Well, before you pack your bags, be sure to secure your home with SimpliSafe Home Security. Enjoy greater peace of mind knowing your home is monitored around the clock by trained agents ready to defend your home against break-ins, fires, and other threats. With the top-rated SimpliSafe app, stay connected from anywhere, anytime. Arm or disarm your system remotely. Check your cameras to make sure everything is A-OK. Right there from your phone. SimpliSafe ships to your door, easy to set up yourself in about 30 minutes, and have SimpliSafe certified technicians install it. Or you can have them install it for you if you'd like. But I don't know why you do that. If you're any kind of a man, you do it yourself.
It's easy.
With financing through Affirm, secure your home today and just pay installments over time that fit your budget. Customize the perfect system for your home in just a few minutes at SimpliSafeTom.com. Go today, claim a free indoor security camera, plus 20% off your order with interactive monitoring. That keeps my compound secure at SimpliSafe. SimpliSafeTom.com. Remember, there's no safe like SimpliSafe.
Thank you very much. Coming up, we have a world record in sports.
You say so.
We have a guy that may be a world record sperm donor. And speaking of sperm, we also have...
In other words, Jack calls his unit.
Something called a Dickie Berg. We'll find out what a Dickie Berg is. It's part iceberg and part Dickie. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Text us at 888-262-8661. More Bob and Tom next. State law.
We're talking with comedians Mark Klein and Nick Griffin. Nick, anything new in your life?
Well, no. I mean, I'm just out there, trying to make it work. I think you got to try to enjoy yourself. Obviously, I'm a positive guy, very optimistic.
I've noticed that. That's what I like about you.
Yes, I feel
Is this your New Year's resolution?
Yeah, I feel like
2010's your year.
No, I need to be more realistic, and I feel like you got to enjoy yourself in the moment because in an hour, a day, a week, it's all going to suck again. Because that's life, right? Good, sucky, 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 sucky.
You say that in Japan, and you're going to have a great time.
It's true. It's just hard adjusting to the sucky part of life because when you first get to Earth, everything's sweet. When you're a baby, everyone's kissing your ass, hugging you, feeding you, and then boom, acne, erections, calculus.
Just after 6 p.m., no immediate reports of injuries. Meanwhile, a tornado touched down in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, with 100-mile-per-hour winds that overturned cars, snapped trees, and damaged homes. This one happened late Saturday afternoon near Palm Beach Gardens Medical Center and headed northeast toward the coast. Storm damage forced authorities in the city to close major roadways as workers cleared debris and inspected wreckage. An Arkansas woman has pleaded not guilty to charges she sold 20 boxes of stolen body parts from medical school cadavers to a Pennsylvania man for nearly $11,000. The indictment against former mortuary worker Candace Chapman Scott was unsealed Friday in Little Rock in federal court, and it charges the 36-year-old with setting up transactions with a man she met through a Facebook group about oddities. Separate state charges in Pennsylvania name the buyer as Jeremy Lee Pauley of Enola. The indictment alleges Scott approached Pauley in 2021 and began selling him the remains that the mortuary was supposed to cremate and return to an Arkansas medical school. Ooh, eerie. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
Quote is, we don't realize how much gravity helps us in the act of intercourse. Sex involves pressure. In space, without any counterforce, you end up constantly pushing your partner away from you. A NASA official suggested that astronauts could adopt a method employed by dolphins in the ocean where a third dolphin comes in and holds the two dolphins together to prevent them from drifting. And he said everything on the walls of the space station covered in Velcro, so you could take advantage of that.
Yeah, they're going to figure out a way. I mean,
Velcroing one partner to the wall. You got to get creative.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, guy, it's Ken Tarmac. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. Take that to the bank. 24/7. I know.
Special guest,
Randy Gandhi.
He's a Randy Gandhi. He's we say Randy.
Randy Gandhi?
Randy Gandhi.
Randy Gandhi. The answer is
sputum samples.
Sputum samples.
Exactly.
The question.
What do you call someone who's a spitting image of junior samples? Answer is
yes.
Kenmore Weed Whacker.
Kenmore Weed Whacker.
Yes.
Oh no.
What did Barbie yell as she made love with Ken in the tool shed? The answer is aye, sir. Aye, sir.
Aye, sir. Aye, sir.
Yes.
The question. Tough envelope.
What does the coat girl say to Sammy Davis right after she says, hat, sir? The answer is Stevie Nicks.
Stevie Nicks.
Stevie Nicks.
Stevie Nicks.
What happens when Stevie Wonder tries to shave himself?
Hi, man, this is Donnie Baker. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
We're talking with comedian Rick Schrader.
I'm a stepfather, too, which I've been for a few years now. And if you're not a step-parent, you don't realize the warmth and rewards that you get for the warm, loving feeling. And it's, I hate you. Okay, here's some more money. You're not like my real dad. That's right. You can find me. Track down your real deadbeat dad and have him pay for these Barbie accessories.
Joining us in the studio, comedian Ed Yeager.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Ed.
How are you?
Good.
Good to see you again.
I'm glad football season's almost here. I love football.
I do too.
I was I was in a hotel room, and I was watching a football game, and I opened the drawer, I pull out the Bible, I turned to John 3:16.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually says, "Sitteth thee in the end zone with a large sign."
You know you're too high when you're eating cereal naked and your girlfriend tells you to put some clothes on. You realize it's not your girlfriend. It's just a woman on a bus. That's how you know you're too high.
Hello, this is comedian John Evans, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Motor Speedway.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hello.
There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hey, chick.
There's Josh Arnold.
Hi.
He's the I Hate Steven Singer sidekick chair. There's Ace Cosby.
Hey.
Willie Griswold on assignment. I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold.
Now, some are saying that the Lakers won because Jack Nicholson was back.
Some are saying that?
Yeah, and then the other argument could be...
Well, this was a big story that Jack was back courtside. Huge story.
And the other story could be that Willie G was at the game.
Yeah, maybe he's their good luck charm.
Maybe he's the good luck charm. He may have to stay out there for the whole playoffs until they go all the way. Who knows? Did you watch any of the NFL draft? I know you're a big fan.
I did not.
Oh, okay.
Not a second. I got updates on my phone. I really don't need to.
Because I know you don't particularly care for sports commentary.
I've never said that. Okay, maybe I've said that.
Do you ever notice that sometimes watching stuff like the draft, they'll have 4 guys talking about it, and you're going, this is like drunk guys at a bar talking about women that they'll never talk to.
A little bit.
With the 3 guys going, yeah, they wouldn't have a chance with them. Just, there's something about it.
It's got to stop, though, right? I mean,
they cannot do 7 hours of pregame draft. It's like, what the hell?
They can't have 30 people covering a game. I mean, I don't know how many people they have covering Monday Night Football on ESPN, but it's in double digits. It's more than 10.
They're doing very well with it, so
I guess.
You think it's a little too much?
Yeah, I don't know who watches that. I don't think that's for the diehard fan.
You know what? That might be the thing. They're not trying to get the diehard fans.
Trying to get the housewives coming tuning in to see Steve Young or
something
like that.
The 17-year-olds who
Well, in any event, we're going to talk to someone that actually knows what they're talking about, Dave Wanstadt. We'll talk with Dave, a former Chicago Bear coach, about the NFL draft. Also, we have an opportunity to talk to some great comedians this week, including today. It'll be Greg Warren and Reno Collier. Maria Bamford, one of our very favorites, coming up later this week. Also, we're going to hear from one of my favorites, Nick Griffin. And then if I'm reading this correctly, does this say Bob Zaney?
All right.
Oh, hell yeah.
Is that correct?
Bob Zaney.
Bob Zaney. And, of course, we'll have Sexy Time with comedian Allie Breen. But right now, we return to the sports desk with Chick McGee.
Well, speaking of the NFL and your big stories, Tom, here's a big story that might send Josh into orbit. Tom Brady has announced, or maybe you'll understand this announcement.
Okay.
Tom Brady has announced
he's going to go back to the NFL?
He's reportedly done with models.
Must have been a slow day at the sports desk.
He made an announcement, huh?
Following his divorce from Giselle, or as her close friends call her, Jizzy.
Yes.
According to reports, former quarterback wants his next partner to be
a civvy?
A conservative, traditional woman.
Okay.
Oh, my gosh.
They're fun. I heard he was looking for either an actress or an influencer.
Oh.
Someone.
A source says Giselle. Is it Giselle or Giselle? Or J?
I don't know. I said Giselle.
Josh, your thoughts?
I've been saying gazelle. Is that wrong?
Gazelle.
She's not an animal.
Oh,
I don't think she outweighs a spindly gazelle.
Like a gazelle.
I think it's a kind of a
Giselle,
like Zsa Zsa Gabor, but I could be wrong.
Them ain't cake.
Is she Brazilian? What is her?
Yeah, she walks really well, I'm told. I don't know.
She does walk very nicely.
Right down the.
So anyway, so he's saying no more models.
Hardly ever falls.
Instead of them cakes, she's got them crepes.
You know, that's very good, Jim.
Flat ass is what I'm saying.
I wonder if, one good way to get models interested in you is to say that you're no longer going to date models.
Well, there you go. He's
I
right
don't
on
think
that.
Tom Brady has any problems getting anybody to think.
I would hope not.
Come on.
I've seen him lately, and he looks a lot emaciated. He doesn't look very healthy.
Maybe that's why he wants a woman that'll cook for him.
Maybe put some meat on them bones.
Yeah.
Right. Giselle still knows everyone in the modeling industry, is Tom Brady's reasoning.
Oh, I see.
And the last thing he needs is his ex-wife involved in his future love life.
Well, I got
how
news
many
for
of
you.
us have said that?
Now, I understand that in solidarity, Ace Cosby has announced he's no longer...
No more models.
No more models? Okay.
Good for you. It's drama, isn't it? You don't deserve or need, Ace.
Too much work.
Yeah.
Although you did like the fact that the food bill was so low.
Now, when Ace says models, he means not high-fashion models, but live-on-stage models is what Ace... Never mind. I had much higher hopes for that comment. I don't know what happened there.
That wasn't Ace. That was someone else in the building.
Oh, was it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sadly...
Is that person dead?
Sorry, there's nothing funny about it. But
Why are we laughing?
Sorry about that.
Hey, golfing. Here we go. The PGA Tour's Mexican Open was interrupted by a swarm of bees. The organization said the swarm caused Eric Van Rooyen, as well as his playing partners, Shea Reevy and Francisco Molinari, to get down on their knees or stomachs to avoid getting stung.
Oh, that sucks.
The incident, evidently, Eric Van Rooyen still made par on the hole. despite being attacked by bees.
Hey, that's not bad.
It's not bad at all.
It's unusual.
Is that in the rule book?
I mean, golf's usually a more waspy game. CB's in the, don't hit a hive with a titleist.
No.
That can be a problem. There's nothing worse. You ever been stung by a bee, Josh?
Of course.
While on a ladder?
Not while on a ladder.
Holding a can of paint in one hand, a brush in the other?
No, thank goodness for that.
20 feet above a brick patio?
I wonder if that's happened to somebody.
Oh, I have.
You know, you might find this surprising.
Right in the face, right below my eye.
Oh, my gosh.
If I was a bee, I'd sting you right in the mouth.
It was rough because the trick is not falling off the ladder.
Yeah.
Sure. You might find this surprising, but I was a chubby, clumsy little kid.
Okay.
And the first time I was ever stung by a bee, I fell on it in the backyard.
Oh, yeah.
The bee was clinging to life, and I fell right on the sticker. What are the odds of that, Tom? Boy, it hurt.
It does hurt.
Really, really hurts.
Yeah. Did they have the John Daly comment there?
For what?
The bee thing. He overheard someone say something about a stinger, and he said, "I'll take two."
Vodka stinger.
It's a drink thing, you see.
While I admire you crowbarring John Daly
he
into
has
the situation.
There's the Arnold Palmer, and then there's the John Daly. It's one shot of iced tea and a quart of gin.
John Daly, more like John 4 times daily. You know what I'm saying?
John
He likes
every
a drink.
morning. I like it.
I like the buzzing sound. Oh, wait a minute. I like being buzzed. I forgot there's a difference. When we come back, we're going to hear a little bit of Nick Griffin because we're looking forward to some great guests this morning. And also a little bit of Maria Bamford, I think. Maria's absolutely brilliant. She's going to be our guest, I know, tomorrow. Also coming up, as I mentioned, Bob Zaney, Andy Woodhull, Al Jackson, and more. But we'll hear just a couple samples of what we can look forward to just around the bend. Now, you want to give me the sports teaser, Jeff?
World record coming up. That's the teaser.
Now, are you happy with this world record, or are you bitter about it already?
I am interested in the headline.
Have you looked at the photograph?
No, and I don't want to.
It's
disgusting.
I put it up on Twitter already. Take a look at that.
It's creepy.
Perhaps you could do this one. No, I'll be back with the world record.
Okay, good. And also we have lots of sperm in the news.
Lots.
Everywhere. Fertiling sperm. Fertilizing? Is that
I like fertiling. I think
we'll be fertiling. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Thanks for listening to the Bob and Tom Show this morning. Even though we're not too much to look at, you can also...
Really good, Sam. A little happier. Not.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
You sound like you're taking a big shit.
We're not supposed to be happy when we're asking if we're there.
Are we there yet?
Okay. The producers are in here. The minions are out there.
Okay.
Dad, would we say, are we there yet? We're like, are we there yet?
Superiority once again underscored.
Okay, Hitler.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Hey, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there?
Diction. Are we there yet?
Are we there yet?
This is not English class.
Dad.
That much of a T.
You sound like Mrs. Marshall. That's who you sound like.
I hope Mrs. Marshall doesn't have a voice as deep as mine.
And she teaches music too. And you're like, are we there yet?
I hope her voice is half as mellifluous and as witty.
Okay, now I sound like my English teacher, mellifluous.
Quit making up words.
There we go. Let's go. Try it again.
Tom 24/7.
I'm Chick McGee with your Bob and Tom Sports Update. Steph Curry, a playoff career-high 50 points. Kevon Looney, 21 rebounds. Golden State advanced to the Western Conference semifinals to take on the Lakers by beating Sacramento 120-100 last night. And at the Garden, Jimmy Butler had 25 points, 11 rebounds. The number 8 seed Miami Heat beat the Knicks 108-101 in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. And the Florida Panthers dismissed the Boston Bruins, the record-setting Bruins, 4-3 in Game 7 in Boston. And in Denver, the Seattle Kraken eliminate the defending Stanley Cup champion Colorado Avalanche, a 2-1 win in Game 7. Major League Baseball interleague action, your winners, the Angels, Oakland, and Houston. American League, Boston, Baltimore, Seattle, Minnesota, Texas, and the White Sox. And in the National League, Miami, Washington, Colorado, the Dodgers, and San Diego all win. Atlanta at the Mets postponed. I'm Chick McGee, and that's your Bob and Tom Sports Update.
Hey man, it's Donnie Baker, and the fact remains there's nothing better than being a VIP. And I don't mean like his dudes on Pervert Rabbit Xanadu's. I'm talking about a Bob and Tom VIP. Best thing, you'll never miss another minute of the show. I swear to God, you can hear the show here in the morning, and then cause you're a Bob and Tom VIP, you'll get the podcast of the entire show, a 12-month library of podcasts, hundreds of Bob and Tom comedy tapes, and a 60-day video archive of the show. Bob and Tom VIP. You have to get it. It's state law.
Essential Morning Radio. All day and all night.
Really? No, seriously. Really?
Bob and Tom 24/7. 24/7. 24/7.
Hi, and good morning, and welcome to the Mr. Insinuation Show. The show, well, you know. Let's go to the phones and just go to the phones, huh? Good morning. You're on the program.
Hello, Mr. Insinuation.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I have a...
Got a...
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and it's with my wife.
Okay.
And, well,
she's not letting you...
You know.
Or she's not giving you...
Well, yeah, and...
oh, boy.
You know, I was wondering how long that would...
She's not doing the...
Yeah. And
Okay. Have you tried...
Yeah, we did that.
Okay, but have you tried this?
No, we haven't.
Okay.
Mr.
Now,
I.
have you followed... Now, if you tried that, follow it up with one of these.
Okay.
And then immediately after that, give it one of these.
Okay.
Don't forget that.
All right, well, thank you for every...
That ought to get you...
Well, yeah, okay.
You know, okay.
All right.
Well, I see by the way we have a shortened show today. And thanks for calling today. And it's been the Mr. Insinuation Show. The show... You know.
Right now. Sure. Fabulous program.
Hey, it's Roy Wood Jr. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
So, Mark, you're a single guy.
Yeah, I tell you, though, it's tough because I got these neighbors behind me.
Really?
My neighbor, Gail, very...
Gail?
Gail is a woman who just moved. Her bedroom wall is right behind mine, and she has a new boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And I found this out. His name is...
When grandfather dies, life will be strange. When grandfather dies, my whole world will change. When grandfather dies, I'll scream and I'll yell, 'cause I'll be rich as hell.
And then I figured I didn't need to write anything.
Comedian Jeff Rothpan here in the studio with us.
When I was a kid, all these other kids got to go to the Barnum and Bailey Circus, and I remember begging my dad, please, I want to go. All the other kids are going. He said, no, we just can't afford it. Tickets are expensive. He ended up taking us to this Bob Circus. It was actually called, no, this is true.
Bob Circus.
Yeah, and it was in a mall parking lot. And what a difference. I remember the guy yelling, and now huge midgets. What the hell is that? Oh, yeah, there was just one after another. The bearded man. I think they actually had the talking mute. Hi! Man, what the hell is this?
How does he do it?
He's amazing. He's a mute, yet he speaks.
Bob and Tom, 24/7.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
8. Runyon.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hello.
There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hey, chick.
There's Josh Arnold, the I Hate Steven Singer sidekick chair.
Chick.
There's Ace Cosby. Hey. I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold.
Time for a rare treat.
Really?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's not often that we get to
We're going on a field trip?
begin the hour with some high-quality comedy. Of course, I'm talking about...
Who's that sexy man with a deep voice? Here he is with his joke of the day.
Hey, Chick. Yes, Ace.
What kind of dog likes to take a bath every day?
What kind of dog likes to take a bath every day? I don't know, Ace. What?
A shampoodle.
That was Ace Cosby's joke of the day.
Man.
All of a sudden, I'm not that embarrassed about having a nervous breakdown an hour and a half ago.
One for the kids.
That's right. He does it. He does it for the kids.
I mentioned earlier, we're going to have some great guests this week in the Bob and Tom Show, including today. Coming up, comedians Greg Warren and Reno Collier, former Chicago Bear coach Dave Wanstadt talking about the draft in the NFL. And tomorrow, comedian Maria Bamford. Bob Zaney will be visiting with us again this week. And also, Nick Griffin will be our in-studio guest coming up on Friday. I thought we'd feature a little something from Nick. I think he's got, is it how many, 16 or something appearances on Letterman alone?
Oh, my.
Great stand-up.
Yeah.
And here he is in our studio.
Comedian Nick Griffin has joined us in the studio. Nick, a handsome young man, and Nick is a single man, is that correct?
I mean, I'm single. Well, you're single in your 20s. When you're 38, you're just alone. It's all so nerve-wracking starting over, and my friends are like, oh, just relax, be yourself, and I'm like, make up your mind. You want me to relax or be myself?
Oh, what do I do?
After a divorce, you're out on dates. You're thinking, oh, is this really the woman I want hating me in 6 months?
That is wonderful.
That is wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. You mentioned that you're divorced, you're single, you're out there, I guess, looking. Do you talk to women?
It's just the whole process of starting over, and let's say you meet somebody you like, and I'm not trying to say that. I mean, I have nothing against women, but they're just so curious. Curious. What are you thinking? What do you think? I don't know. I can give you a list of the people I hate. Would that help? Why do you want to know what we're thinking? We don't want to know what you're thinking, ladies.
Nope.
No. Men want to know two things from women. Does that feel good, and are you mad at me? That's it.
Basically, that's it.
Here. I think women think you're hiding some great romantic nugget that you just haven't decided. Yeah. Oh, what was I thinking about, honey? I was thinking about us, of course. We were walking hand in hand down the Paris streets, eating warm chocolate croissants, eating a cappuccino, and snowflakes start to fall. I pull you close, give you a kiss, then it's back to the 4-star hotel for a foot rub till you fall asleep. But come on, that is not what is going on up there. That you know what's going on in our heads? Pornography. Constant sexual activity with every woman I've ever seen, heard of, thought about. I do a Mr. Potato Head thing where I mix and match them all. It's disgusting and perverse in my head. That's why men freak out when they start to lose their hair. Oh, my God, will people be able to see in?
Nick Griffin. Some profound observations about life as we know it. Let's get one more from Nick here.
Nick Griffin's our guest. I'm glad that...
I'm glad everything's okay now. Yeah.
Now, are you dating at all? Do you see anyone? Are you?
No, I don't. I mean, I tried, they're doing that internet dating, which...
Have you tried that?
I have tried it, yeah. But I just don't see a future in it because there's no story if you do get married with your kids. I was checking the box score, and then I double-clicked on your mom's head.
Thank you very much. Wow. And lastly, one thought from Nick. This is a good one.
We have comedian Nick Griffin. Nick, you were saying that you were a communications major in college, but you have trouble communicating with people.
I think what my big problem is I don't care about the same things that other people care about, and obviously I live in Hollywood, and there's constant entertainment news, and you just, everywhere you turn, every little article in the grocery store line, Demi Moore, she has a career, 3 kids, and is going out with a 28-year-old hunk. How does she stay so fit? No, she makes $10 million a movie. That might help. For that kind of money, she could hire a guy who did nothing all day but swat cookies out of her hand. Literally.
Oh, cookie. Stop it.
Get a whole nother guy for cakes and pies.
Thank you. Nick will be our in-studio guest this week. Just a little.
Love him.
A little taste, yeah. And I think he's doing great. At least he was last time.
I think he's doing great.
Well,
he is.
Let's hope.
Yeah, he's doing well.
Last time he was here, he was.
Why don't you just say, hey, he's doing great?
Well, time passes, things change. You never know.
Yeah, that's what your comment brought into our mind.
Oh, sorry.
There could be a doubt.
Sorry. Okay. I was looking. Have you looked at this painting or this O.J. Simpson, Andy Warhol thing?
I have not. Let's take a look at it.
I painted him, and it was so
like a lot of Warhol stuff. It just looks like it's from a really.
I liked his body.
It looks like it comes from a really good copier. I don't.
Oh yeah.
It's sort of it's like a high contrast photograph of O.J.'s face, and he's got a very heavy beard.
I don't know. I'm missing it.
No, I don't think you are.
I've said this a million times. I think I have pretty decent taste in music.
Yes.
I think I have pretty decent taste in movies.
Yes.
I have no idea about fine art. I don't know what should make you feel so. I got no idea. It looks
the
like
Warhol stuff. You've seen the soup cans and the.
Sure. But
obviously,
it looks like a copy of a soup can. Looks like a copy
Anybody
of a
can do
box.
it, yeah.
But they didn't.
But they could.
Yeah.
This is it's like a high contrast photograph of OJ, and according to the catalog, he had a 5-day beard.
Wow, that's a nugget.
And then it's sort of color thrown in.
But who would even want this in their home?
I
mean, $500,000? Seriously?
They think it's going to go for more than $500,000.
Yeah.
And
OJ.
it's signed by both of them.
It is?
Yeah. It's signed by both Warhol and O.J. Simpson.
Well, I'm not going to believe that they're actual signatures unless it has a certificate of authenticity.
Well, there you go.
It's been
it's been authenticated.
Provenance.
Jew, sign this with me.
O.J. did a famous one also at the same time of Pele and Muhammad Ali and.
Another picture that was on a copier and then turned the contrast way up. Okay.
I mean, I think he got tired of doing soup cans, so he wanted to do a little juice. He's got OJ.
Oh, okay. All right.
It says, I don't know. It seems they think it's going to go for huge money, so it'll be interesting to see.
I'm so old. My juice came in a can at one point.
Yeah. You know what I was wondering?
Came in a can, Tom.
You know what I
mean.
mean.
You got nothing? You like it in the can?
No.
I'm sorry. I have a...
Hey, Josh, didn't you work at an orange juice factory?
I did, man, but I was fired. Yeah.
Oh, why?
Yeah, I liked the focus. They said.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Hard to concentrate.
Thank you. I have we were talking about the big story in sports today. Of course, Jack Nicholson showing up at the.
Of
Lakers.
course, it's huge. Yeah. It's amazing. Yeah. Of course. People are talking about it right now in an elevator somewhere.
Ace, help me with this. How many of the players, the contemporary guys in the NBA, are familiar with Jack's work? Do you think?
Very few, I would guess.
I mean, he certainly has classic movies.
What was the last Oscar he won?
He was nominated for About Schmidt. So, but I think the last one he won was As Good as It Gets.
Yeah. You think it's a fair question? I mean, I guess they know their management tells them, hey, that's the famous actor Jack Nicholson.
And they go, who?
Who's that old dude?
Yeah, really. I mean, you have to wonder. I'm a huge fan.
Is Helen Hunt As Good as It Gets?
Yeah, she won Best Actress.
Oh, yeah.
She's wonderful in that movie.
Great movie. And Greg Kinnear is amazing in that movie.
He's wonderful in that too.
He's okay. He gets beaten up, and they put some makeup on him.
It's nuanced, subtle performance. Very emotional. You know something? Today is not the day to pick a fight with Chick McGee. You notice that?
I thought it was wearing off, and now it's back.
Okay. Never mind. Pat, you want to come back with a song for us?
Sure.
Oh, that'll be great.
Not now, Tom.
We have Greg Warren coming up next.
We do.
This is perfect timing.
We have Greg Warren. We are going to talk with Coach Dave Wanstadt. We're going to talk with Reno Collier. I'm looking forward to all this stuff. This world record coming up is super creepy.
Okay.
Not creepy.
Yeah.
Super creepy.
Yeah, to me. I kind of can't look at it.
It does give you the willies, doesn't it?
Yeah. This guy mutilates himself. It's just really unpleasant. Do you want to give me the teaser, what you got coming, Christy?
Yeah, we still have our Dickie Berg to get to.
Bird!
If you're into pleasure, it could pay off in a big way. And
who isn't into pleasure?
I hate pleasure.
Really?
Some will say
There
today,
are
I'm
people.
against pleasure. I don't know.
There are people who are, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is self-pleasure.
Yeah.
Getting paid for it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
All right. I feel like we've really buried the lead here. We should have been talking about that earlier.
Right now, I want to remind you that, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Mother's Day is 2 weeks away. Less than 2 weeks away.
Yeah, 14th.
May 14th.
13 days by my count.
Time to do something nice for your mom, and I'd get on this right away. Steven Singer Jewelers can take care of this with a real quick trip on your phone. Just go to IHateStevenSinger.com, and there you are. You can find a way to say, hey, you're the best mom ever. Of course, we're talking about great jewelry items like earrings or maybe a bracelet or a necklace. How about something for your mom that you can do annually, just like Mother's Day, the series of roses. They're how do I describe this? They're real roses. They're dipped in real gold, and then they are very delicately painted. Now, this year, the special rose is the first in a neon series. It's called the Neon Green 24-karat gold-dipped rose, and you can be part of it. And I believe these start at about $59, and there's a whole series of them. Stephen is famous for the gold-dipped roses. Take advantage of free shipping before it's too late and get a personalized Mother's Day card from you. And, of course, the roses come in a beautiful gift box. And Steven Singer, the full lifetime guarantee is included for free. Once again, you'll find all the stuff about Steven Singer Jewelers by going to IHateStevenSinger.com. Steven Singer Jewelers. They've got all kinds of great stuff, and don't forget about those guarantees. If you bought her some earrings last year, maybe you want to upgrade those diamonds. It's easily done. IHateStevenSinger.com. Get the orders in before 2 o'clock Eastern time today, and they go out the door today. Plenty of time to have it for all those great moms in your life. When we come back, comedian Greg Warren. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
This is Bob and Tom 24/7. 24/7. 24.
I wrote this song. It's a revenge song for all of today's country music fans.
All right.
And this is it. Oh, and when I sing this song, I use my my 6-year-old sang this.
I'll bet.
Anyway, this last verse was written by the honky-tonk Neanderthal after they saw me on the Conan O'Brien show last year.
Oh.
I saw Paul Thorne singing on TV. It was a Conan O'Brien show. If his music is so damn good, how come they won't play it on the radio? He can't.
There's laughter ahead.
You guys want to grab lunch?
We can't go anymore.
Holy
That's a
cow.
good day's work, everybody.
This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
Jim, we mentioned you are a tall man.
Yes. 6'6", huh?
6'6". Are you a single guy or married guy?
I just got married.
Oh, congratulations.
Yes.
How's that going?
First timer?
Yeah, first timer.
Wow.
Yeah.
How about that?
I'm learning, very slowly. I'm learning, when women get married, they take the guy's name, and I'm learning that us guys are also given. My married name is somebody. Somebody's got to take the trash out. At first, I was like, is he talking to somebody else? Is there somebody else here?
Somebody.
Shouldn't we be on a first-name basis by now?
Well, someone's going to have to go to the hardware store, and somebody's going to have to put this table together.
Dave Cooperman is here with us.
How are you?
I'm great.
Dave, a young guy, young
alive.
comedian, good-looking guy, married man, I understand.
I am.
How's that going?
Right now, we're working on having kids and stuff. And,
Cool.
But we're having some trouble, and she's blaming me because she's not getting pregnant. And I'm like, honey, you realize we actually have to have sex, okay? Screwing with my head will not make you pregnant. How many times I got beat the point home? So we're thinking about, we're talking about kids. Even naming the kid is a challenge if we have one. I want my kid to know he's both Jewish and Chinese. The best I've come up with so far is cha-ching. Maybe a lump sum.
Pizza Hut, apparently, is going to start delivering cold beer along with their food.
No kidding.
Way.
They started the testing beer delivery program in Phoenix, Arizona.
And it passed with flying colors.
Yeah, everyone took it.
Yeah.
So how do you prove that you're of legal age?
The company told Fortune magazine it plans to expand that.
I'd like a large pizza, please, and 40 beers.
Hi, everybody. This is Mark Sweeney, and you're listening to Bob and Tom.
God, one more person asked me to log into a website. Hi, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hey, chick.
Hi. How you doing,
Are
Christy?
you all right, buddy?
No, I'm a mess. I'm an absolute mess.
Would you like a hug?
You know what? No, I might end up stabbing you. I don't know. Or I might hug back. I don't know. There's Pat Godwin in the performance room. Hey, chick. A little over the waistband handy. There's Josh Arnold. He's the I Hate Steven Singer sidekick chair. There's Ace Cosby.
Let's do lunch.
Oh, there you go.
You're on, buddy. Yeah. I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom. You're buying, though, right? You invited.
Well, thank you very much. Now, I believe we're going to hook up with comedian Greg Warren for a special edition of the Warren Report. Hey, Greg, it's good seeing you. There he is. We got him on the big screen here. He's at home in St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, Tom, how you doing?
Good. Good.
Hey, Greg, I watched your special on YouTube. Greg Warren, Salesman?
Yeah?
Yeah. Thanks, Chick.
Yes, it was something.
Oh, come on, man.
Greg, I'll tell you
just
what.
said nothing. People listen to you.
I love you, and it was very funny.
Greg, right here, right on top. Here we go. This comes to us. Lisa in northern Iowa said, the best comedy show ever.
Oh, wow.
I watched
I watched Greg Warren Salesman. I laughed until I cried. Greg is a master. Thanks for plugging the show. It made my day.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's
She
wonderful.
wrote that letter yesterday and sent it to us this morning. So, yeah, a lot of big praise for this. What we're talking about is the Greg Warren, his newest special. And Greg, it's called Greg Warren Salesman, and it's
called The Salesman.
Oh, sorry. And
Greg gets mad.
it's on YouTube.
Don't get mad.
He gets real mad if you don't say The Salesman.
Okay.
I get mad now.
So is it?
Yeah, you know, when your face popped up, you look mad.
Yeah.
So how does one find that on the internet, Greg? I am in a new house and don't really have a TV functioning yet. But go ahead. What is it?
Well, you could just Google Greg Warren the Salesman, or you could go to the Nate Land YouTube channel. I got some emails as well, Tom.
Oh, yeah? Good.
Yeah, and they were overwhelmingly positive, except for one.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, it does.
It said, you are despicable.
Oh, wow.
Said, I've been a fan for a long time, and I watched the special, and I enjoyed the first half hour. And then you started making fun of nurse practitioners, which I do have a joke about nurse practitioners.
Mm-hmm. It's very clear that you respect them.
She said, well, not according to her, Josh. She said it was very disrespectful and that she was never going to watch me again, and she was going to tell all of her friends to never watch me again.
Ah, yeah.
What was the...
She must be a nurse practitioner.
She was. She said she was a nurse practitioner. But I should have pointed that out. But I wrote her back. I said, hey, I'm sorry. I don't want anybody to be sad when they watch my comedy. But next time, could you have a doctor reach out to me? Because I don't...
that won't help.
You took a very similar approach to what I do when I'm told such things.
You know what happened to me?
Double down.
I did not seek Greg's stand up on my television. My television told me to watch it.
Really?
I went home one day, turned it on. Oh, Greg Warren, the salesman. Picked for you. Greg Warren, the salesman.
You have YouTube TV, right?
I do, and
Yeah.
it just shoved it down my throat. So I felt like I should watch it because everything else might be in jeopardy if I didn't watch it.
And that's
Hey,
where
Chick,
the NFL
that
Sunday
voice
Ticket-
that you're doing, is that me or is that the computer?
That's you, Greg. Greg Warren, the salesman.
Well, Greg, I know that you respect
Look like
nurse
peanut butter.
practitioners, and that was just someone did not quite understand the joke, apparently.
Yeah, clearly a
Yeah.
joke.
All right, okay.
Very much a joke.
It's
I
very
respect them a lot.
yeah.
Now, what is our topic for today's...
Hostess Twinkies, Tom.
Oh.
Wow.
Let me tell you something. I love Hostess Twinkies. I bet I could eat 10 Twinkies.
Well, they've gotten smaller.
Have they gotten smaller?
I think
They have. I bet Greg will tell us all about
Okay.
this. They've definitely gotten smaller. The recipe's different. Things
Yeah.
are changed.
I agree.
I can't tell you about the recipe, but they did get smaller a few years ago. But they did move the expiration date up 30. It used to be you could only keep those around for 26 days. Now you can keep them around for 60 days.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they don't go bad for
Or
60
years,
Well,
whichever comes first.
Yeah,
Well,
that's like a misnomer. That's a funny thing. Some Maine high school teacher kept a Twinkie on his chalkboard for 30 years. And I don't know what to prove some point that they weren't going to disintegrate, but they're not good to eat at that point.
I would hope not.
Yeah. They were invented in 1930. James Dewar, not of the Scotch Dewars, but James Dewar was running the Illinois location of Continental Bakeries. And he realized the strawberry shortcake machines were only being used during strawberry season, which was like 6 weeks out of the year back then.
Oh.
So they're doing nothing with them. And he thought, okay, I'm going to invent this like sponge cake. I'm going to make like a banana cream filled sponge cake. That's right. Twinkies were filled with banana cream at first. Did you know that?
I'd like that.
I did know that, yes.
Yeah, they and then during World War II, we were rationing bananas, so that's when they switched to vanilla cream, and they stuck with it. In 2006, when the movie King Kong came out, they went back to banana cream for a while to celebrate King Kong.
Oh, I missed that. I would have liked.
Did you not like those, John?
I've never had a banana
Never
Twinkie.
had one either.
Yeah.
They were very popular when King Kong came out in 2006. They tried it when Jaws came out. They did
shark
a
flavored
mackerel.
Was it shark flavored?
Yeah, how was mackerel? How'd that go?
Didn't go well at all.
Oh man! All right, yeah.
Do you remember? Do you remember banana flips?
Yes, I've had one of those. Have you had
What
one of
are
those?
banana
They
flips?
weren't bad.
Those are. I thought those were delicious. It
What's
was
a
like
banana flip?
It was like a half. It was like a crescent.
Exactly.
It was
like
a half circle.
Right. It was a half moon, and it was kind of folded with
it
banana cream in the middle. Yeah, it was softer
It
and
looked
spongier.
like Twinkie-esque cake with banana cream in the middle. It was
Pretty
delicious.
good.
Yeah. Damn fine.
Chick, was that a Hostess product?
I believe it was a Hostess product. Yeah. Whatever happened to the banana flip? That'd be good to jump in right now.
Well, usually it's Tom that shoots holes in my report. But
So tell us more about the Twinkie. When did they hit the market exactly?
1930, Tom, and James Dewar was in St. Louis, my hometown. That's where they made a lot of the shoes back then, and he saw some shoe billboard for twinkle toe shoes.
Wow.
And that gave him the idea. They were originally called Twinkles. According to James, he shortened it to make it a little zippier for kids to Twinkies. No, James, you didn't shorten it. You just switched out an I for an L. It's the same amount of syllables. Apparently, these 30s kids could not handle the letter I. Or L, I'm sorry. And James was a big fan, of course, of his own food, Twinkies.
Oh, boy.
He said at one time, some people say Twinkies are the quintessential junk food, but I believe in the things. I fed them to my 4 kids, and I feed them to my 15 grandchildren. My boy Jimmy played football for the Cleveland Browns. Twinkies never hurt him.
Oh.
Well, maybe if you would have given him a couple salads, he might have played for the Niners or the Eagles or an NFL team.
Nice chicken breast would have gone a long way there, Dewar.
No, he was a big advocate. He smoked a pack and a half a day and
of Twinkies.
Wow. How do you get those things to light?
No, cigarettes. But he also ate Twinkies every day.
To eat Twinkies every day, man.
Tom's probably familiar with this. 1979, a guy named Dan White killed George Moscone and Harvey Milk.
Sure.
This is a very famous case.
Famous case.
And
San Francisco, the supervisor board.
Right. The media called it the Twinkie defense.
Right.
Basically, they argued that he was depressed. The media kind of conflated this a little bit, but they argued that he was depressed and that the fact that he ate all these Twinkies and junk food was a sign of his depression. But the media sort of turned it into, well, the Twinkies made him do it. Whatever it did, it got it reduced from murder down to manslaughter. I don't think I've had some pretty bad junk food binges in my life. I think it's part of the wrestling, making weight and stuff or whatever. And I can tell you when I'm in the middle of one of those, I don't have the energy to murder someone. Really, I'm a pretty peaceful, docile guy when it comes to that.
Greg, I have a quick question. Have the Twinkies always come in 2-packs?
I don't know that.
Thanks for nothing.
Yes. I assumed that Twinkies, the name was Twin. So, yes, I did stop at a convenience store yesterday and picked a couple up, and they were in a 2-pack, if that helps.
Did you eat them?
I had a little bit of one, just to remember. Good.
Oh, okay.
Good.
Yeah, they are good.
Yeah, good. They're good. It's not my favorite Hostess snack by a long shot, though.
What's your favorite?
I would probably say Ding Dongs.
That's a good choice.
I went through a fruit pie phase when I was in high school. And
those are amazing.
Really enjoyed.
Yeah,
they're so good. You know that Twinkie the Kid is the mascot, right?
Sure. He's got the lasso.
He's got a cowboy hat.
Sure.
But did you know there's all these other mascots? I didn't realize. King Ding Dong.
Right.
Captain Cupcake, Fruit Pie the Magician, the Hostess Pie Technician.
I remember.
He's got two jobs.
Yeah, exactly. That kind of hat on a hat there.
Yeah, he's trying to make ends meet.
Happy Ho Ho. That's sort of a Robin Hood-like character. He has a bow and arrow. And then Chauncey the Chocodile.
Love the Chocodile.
Remember the Chocodile, yeah.
The Chocodile is the best one. That's the best thing going, man. God, that was a
Chocodile.
They were
chocolate-covered
They
Twinkie.
looked like Twinkies, yeah.
Chocolate-covered Twinkie, and they were sort of regional.
You'll see them every now and then.
Really?
So good, man. Yeah, Chauncey would say it takes a while to eat a Chocodile. It doesn't.
No.
It doesn't. No.
Now, I believe, Greg, I don't know if you're aware of this. When Ding Dongs came out, I think that they were Ding Dons or King Dons.
Is that right?
Really?
I think so.
Man, I did not. I just saw none of that in my research.
Weren't they originally called Big Black Dongs?
No, they were not, Josh.
Oh, I thought they were. And it was like, hey, put a big black dong in your mouth.
Chick, the year before I was born, 1967. Trying to.
Ding dongs have gotten
Chick's
smaller,
correct.
too.
Big black dong.
Is that right?
King Don. It was Don was in there instead of Dong.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a picture. Here's the picture of the box. Hostess.
Because
King Don's, and there's a crown over the O.
Yeah. Because I was in, 65, 66, along in there, Tom? I was like 9 years old, and I thought the world had opened up when I saw these snack cakes.
Oh, they're amazing.
Yeah.
They're
They
amazing.
were originally, according to this, it says they were originally called Ding Dongs, but Hostess thought it sounded phallic.
Sure.
Wow.
They haven't been the same since they haven't been wrapped in foil, Greg.
Oh, I'm with you, Josh. You mean, yeah, they were at the actual aluminum foil?
Yeah.
So they were worried about ding dong sounding phallic, but no concern over the term ho hos, right?
No.
Yeah. So are
That
they?
doesn't sound phallic. Sounds vaginal.
Wow.
Thank you, John.
Yeah, there's a whole thing about this here. It said Hostess Ding Dongs, but under a couple different names depending on where you live.
Yes.
Mostly Ding Dongs in Canada, where they were called Ding Dons.
Well,
okay, there
today
you go.
we're talking about the Twinkie.
Sorry. No, but Chick's right, though. I'm just defending
This is
Thank
good
you, John.
stuff. I watched some of those old like commercials, and it seems like all the other mascots were just there to like they were all inept. They would all just like do something stupid, and Twinkie the Kid would rescue them. Like Captain Cupcake was like that was a nautical. He was like a Navy captain, and he could not drive a boat. I'm telling you right now.
That is terrible. Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah.
We had no
Twinkie the Kid
business,
would
did
have
he?
to lasso him out of something.
Doesn't Captain Cupcake sound like something your football coach would call you if you...
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, Captain Cupcake.
Ah, look who it is. Couldn't possibly tackle Captain Cupcake.
No need for you to know the play.
Greg Warren will be doing stand-up comedy coming up this weekend at beginning Thursday night at Hilarities in Cleveland, Ohio. So you can see Greg live and in person, and you can watch his TV special, Greg Warren, The Salesman.
Mm-hmm.
Thank
you. Yeah,
Hit that the hard.
Maybe you're like me. Your TV won't give you any choice. It
And,
shoves it
on
down your throat.
YouTube. And getting great reviews. We've got a lot of letters here, Greg, saying how much people enjoyed it. So congratulations.
Thanks, man. Hey, Chick, thanks for watching, buddy.
You're welcome. It was certainly...
Can you do that voice again? That's me?
Hey, there's a Greg. I forget.
The salesman.
Greg Warren, the salesman. That's what my TV
That was
said.
Chauncey the Chocodile.
Could have been.
Chauncey.
Now, Greg, you talk about your career in sales because you used to sell peanut butter.
Yeah.
What did you sell the longest?
Well, I would say I was probably involved with the Pringles brand longer than ever. I was selling Pringles, and then when I went to do special projects in the office, they had me working on a lot of Pringles stuff.
Greg,
I was going to say, what's the biggest selling Pringle?
Well, it's an original can. The red does like 70% of the volume.
Wow.
No kidding.
Yeah.
What was the least successful attempt by Pringles?
Man, I mean, we tried to sort of take on Ruffles, and we had these Idaho Idaho Rippled or Idaho Ridged, and we didn't do well there.
Get him out of here, said America.
The whole Ridge thing. Could be.
Didn't you try a duck flavored? Weren't they like Yacky Doodles or something? And
now those are good, chick. Yacky Doodles.
Did you have a
awful.
mascot?
Mr. Pringles, that guy with the mustache.
Well, I
like the Yacky Doodle Dandy. Some guy, overdressed guy, somewhat effeminate.
The problem with the Ridges one is you had that red guy, the Ruby Ridge. I thought that was a poor taste. Very poor taste.
Thanks for picking up on the joke.
We never could get our barbecue right, guys.
Yeah.
I love the barbecue. I am a fan of the barbecue Pringles.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, we had a hard. We never got our fair share of that business. I would say Pizzalicious was just a great product, very popular with kids, and man, that was a surprise to everybody.
I like the cheddar. The cheddar's okay. The Pringle.
Yeah, I think they were called Cheesums when I was there.
For sure, yeah.
Right. How many of them are still out there?
Oh, there's not. Kellogg's has a hold of that brand now, and they have a ton. They're doing all kinds of crazy stuff. I like some of it.
You know, they have fish flavored in Asia and things like that.
Yeah, I had heard something like that.
A mackerel Pringle or whatever. Yeah.
Wow.
They're very popular in Asia. I mean, we have a plant over there now, but originally, you know, you can't ship Lay's to Asia because they're going to get all crunched up. Back in the day, we could ship Pringles. We protect our product is what I'm trying to say.
Structural integrity, right?
Yeah. Right next to the tennis.
Yeah, we built a cardboard fortress around our snack.
You're damn right you did.
Did you have to be careful in the office not to say stuff like hung like a Pringle can or, you know, just to avoid the...
It was a very conservative company, Tom.
Yeah, you remember Ho-Ho's and King... No, that's not your company, is it? Sorry.
Well, thanks, Greg. Hilarities this weekend starting Thursday in Cleveland.
Great job,
Greg Warren. Thank you, Greg. When we come back, we still have our world record to get to. Coming up, football talk with Dave Wanstadt, former coach of the Chicago Bears, and comedy with Reno Collier. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
For a complete copy of the Bob and Tom Show contest rules.
A lion. I've always said,
What,
I don't.
a lion?
I would. I know this is crazy that I thought about this.
What now?
I would never go into the wilderness and get and have a lion because they belong.
Right.
That's where they belong.
But if somebody like maybe they worked at the zoo and there was a lion and it had to live in a house, but it had to be sedated all the time, and I
How
could
about raised
squeeze
from
it.
a cub? I'm raised from a cub and
Yes.
know you. And...
I would love a lion just
Why?
because they're so cute. I would just bite them all the time. Their face, that little
They
nose.
bite back, believe it or not. Yeah.
You know,
And their
dogs.
teeth are bigger.
Nick has raised a very interesting point.
What?
Which is the essence of it. I think you said just because you like something, you don't have to have it.
Well, I've always been, somewhat controlled by my finances, so there's a lot of stuff that even if I did want, I couldn't have.
Oh, sure.
I mean, I literally, and I have panic attacks. Well, I'll get done with the workout and I go, I want to go get one of those really nice like $6 smoothies, and I'll think about it for like, should I treat myself? Am I worth it?
Yes, Nick. You're worth $6.
You know what says something you think? I think in my head I'm probably the only one doing this.
Right.
I was at Whole Foods, and they had these like expensive lemonades. I don't know how to explain it, but the tops were where it had a metal top, and you would pull it open, and it would be a rubber seal like the old days.
Oh, yeah,
and it was like a little bit extra. But I had friends coming in from out of town, and I know this is crazy. I thought it'll look good in the refrigerator, you know. And I was at Whole Foods, and I bought milk in the glass. I wanted it to look, I wanted it to look like my home. It was a home, like my mom's house.
Right.
Yeah. So I walked over and I went to buy it. It was $2 more than regular lemonade. Then I walked away. And then I went back. I went, what are you doing? You are a full-grown adult, and over $2, get the goddamn lemonade. Well, it worked, because I'm not kidding you, but the outcome is how I reacted. My sister-in-law was there, and she opened the refrigerator, and, I go over, all my brothers are married, their refrigerators are filled with, so she opens up, she goes, oh, fancy lemonade. I was like, oh, yeah, I didn't act like, I acted like, yeah, that's the type I buy.
Totally worth it.
Yeah, totally worth it.
Yeah. As I only half it's there, I left the other half in the Rolls and it's spoiled. I'm having the Rolls Royce fixed.
Well,
that's why I'm driving this.
I would have got the milk in the jug, but my lion ate it. So.
Yeah, my lion likes it out of the glass.
That's right.
Yeah.
We all do weird things.
Each year, the world's most fashionable fundraiser takes on one of the world's most prolific designers, the late Karl Lagerfeld, as the Starry's Party's theme. Roughly 400 A-listers expected to attend. I somehow didn't get an invitation. Lagerfeld created for Chanel, Fendi, Chloe, and more, so it's a sure bet stars have raided the archives of those fashion houses or tracked down vintage elsewhere, of course. This year's 5 hosts include Wintour, as usual, along with Michaela Coel, Penelope Cruz, Roger Federer, and Tom's favorite, Dua Lipa. That's the Met Gala happening tonight. I will not be in attendance. And that's a look at things you may have missed. Apparently, I'm going to miss the gala. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Hey, Shooter, it's Kenny Tarmac. Hey, we just landed. I'm an ORD, just got in from TPA through ATL. And hey, guess what else just landed? The Bob and Tom app. I know. Now, thanks to the Bob and Tom app, even if I have to go all the way from Foxtrot 20 down to Alpha 4, I can still listen live, see their videos, find an affiliate station, use the alarm, and even send a message. This is Kenny Tarmac signing off and reminding you, everything I touch turns to sold.
Good morning, sunshine. To the max, there's baloney in our sight.
Bob and Tom 24/7, 24/7, 24/7.
Morning, Bob and Tom Show.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Fine.
Guy's down in Florida. He's reading the classified ads, and he sees an ad that says talking dog, $20. So he goes to the address, listens to the paper, knocks on the door. Guy answers the door. Guy says, I understand you got a talking dog for $20. And he goes, yep. He goes, can I see him? He goes, yep, he's in the bedroom. So he walks in the bedroom, dog's laying on the bed, remote in hand, watching TV. Walks in the room, the dog goes, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
I can't believe this. You're a talking dog. What are you doing down here in Florida? He goes, well, I started out in New York. I used to teach other dogs how to lead the blind, and then, well, the Gulf War broke out, and so I went over there and I brought medicine to injured soldiers and rescued soldiers, and that was over. I came back to New York, and I was on Broadway for a while. I was in Riverdance. And of course, you had the tragedy with the Twin Towers, so I helped out there and started sniffing for bombs and things like that. And finally, I decided I'd had enough, and I was going to come down here to Florida to retire.
Mm-hmm.
The guy can't believe it. He walks back in the other room to the other guys. He goes, what's the deal? Why are you selling that talking dog for $20? The guy goes, 'cause he's a big liar.
That's a good one.
Hi, this is Dr. Will Miller, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7, which begs the question, why do you need Bob and Tom 24/7?
Are you a computer geek?
No. I didn't grow up with computers. That's why children have the advantage. They slip out the womb. They're born with a password.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you look at the ultrasound, you see the sex of the child whose internet provider is going to be.
So you're an email guy then?
Oh, no. Well, I check my email. I never get real emails. They're all junk. I got a junk box, and the junk box is like, look, we don't even have time to sort out this stuff. And it's all burn DVDs, lose weight, consolidate debt, and then be like young teen sluts, whores, triple X. Thousands of it. And then I got a weird one in the middle that says, do you need a birdhouse? And I actually got that. And I'm like, who's the birdhouse guy? And then every day I get this email. Jim, do you want to enlarge your penis?
Yep.
And how did I get on the small Willy email list? That is the real question.
You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. Essential Morning Radio. This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
Our details coming up.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hello.
There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hello, chick.
Hi. There's Josh Arnold at the I Hate Steven Singer sidekick chair.
Chickster.
There's Ace Cosby. Hey. Willie Griswold on assignment. I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold.
They say Jack Nicholson was the good luck charm for the Lakers. Could have been Willie. He was at the game. Los Angeles, California.
No report?
Well, maybe we'll see.
Let the boy sleep.
You think?
Yes.
All right. I'm guessing. We have coming up this morning, we're going to talk with Dave Wanstadt, former coach of the Chicago Bears. We're going to talk with Reno Collier and see what's going on with Reno with his country fried take. And we got a phone call, apparently.
Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, Bob and Tom, it's Donnie Baker.
Hey, Donnie. What's up?
I heard the big news from the draft. You said all them teams were on the board, but then Tom Brady traded down. He's done with being with models.
Yeah, he said no more fashion models, apparently.
Whatever. How long? What's the over-under on that lasting? Because everybody's a model now on Instagram or TikTok. That's like Tiger Woods saying he's done tapping Shoney's waitresses. I swear to God. That's like Kanye swearing off Kardashians. And look at their careers now. You know? Must be nice to be a billionaire and have time to whittle down your road beef. Whatever, man. I play the games on the schedule. I've heard of women doing this before, but I think it's the first time any dude has ever drawn a line on his side piece options. Because I remember about 2 years ago, I had some tiger in me. I was way into waitresses, too. Well, think about it. Waitresses spend most of their day, you know, bitching about their boss and rolling silverware. You know, so you know at the end of the day, you're at least going to get a decent tuggy. I swear to God. The last time I dated, Christy had forms like Steve Garvey. And all she did was roll silverware. But Tom Brady swearing off models, that ain't going to last. I remember Patty Ferguson tried pulling that trick with me once. We broke up. She started seeing some firemen saying she changed and she was only attracted to men in uniform. I'm like, whatever, Patty. When we met, I worked at Jiffy Lube, and you never put out when I was wearing that jacket. Said it right to her face. So good luck, Tom. I gotta go.
Okay, thanks, Donnie. Good to know. Now, we have yet to explore our world record.
Stupid world record. Oh, boy. A British man has broken his own Guinness record for the most face flesh tunnels.
What are face flesh tunnels?
Great question.
I don't know.
Oh, no, this sounds awful.
Holes in your face.
James Goss's unusual body modifications involve piercing and stretching holes in his skin.
Sick.
This is the third time the 27-year-old psychotic has been awarded.
Are you editorializing?
Yes. He currently has 17 flesh tunnels in his lips, nose, and cheeks, upping his total from 15. Mr. Goss's flesh tunnels had to measure at least 0.11 inches to qualify for the record.
You know those gauges you see in ears?
Yeah.
Yes. He's got them in his face.
There you go. I don't know if you can see this.
And he's got a pretty massive facial tattoos.
It doesn't look
It's not as alarming as I thought it was.
It doesn't look that weird when you look at the picture. I bet in person it's quite alarming.
Yeah, there's a lot of jewelry hanging off his skin. He's a really unattractive guy to start with.
Oh,
well, that's not
maybe
fair.
maybe he's not just not your type.
Yeah.
No, well, come on, Christy. Be honest. This guy, no.
Looks like he could be one of my brothers, really.
The video's
I know. I take offense to what Tom's saying.
He does look a little bit like Josh.
Could be an Arnold man.
Okay, maybe it's just me. What a weirdo. I mean, how many holes in his face does he have?
17.
In that picture that Christy, does that one look like a current 17?
Yeah, he's holding the award in that picture.
Yeah, he sure is. I just don't see them.
Yeah, the video.
Well, the award, it says most likely to be gainfully unemployed for life.
Yeah. Is he still teaching?
I have a question. So the guy, he can put his fingers through his cheeks right by his lips?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So can the guy eat soup?
Well, he's got plugs for them.
They have corks.
So as he's got plugs,
he's got plugs in them.
Yeah, sometimes you want to have them open and flying in the wind, and other times you want them
Sounds to me
closed.
like you could eat the 3 types of soup at once.
Hell of a diet.
Yikes.
All right. I don't know. This seems to be pretty insane. But, hey, what the hell? That's our world record for today. I would not recommend this.
You know what I would recommend?
What would you
I
recommend?
don't know if they're easy to find anymore. Banana flips. We were talking about those.
Yeah,
and
tell
the
me about
emails, Tom, are pouring in.
Yep.
Although the windbags are going to be windbagging each other here, because this says the banana flip was a Dolly Madison product.
No way.
And this says I used to eat the heck out of banana flips as a kid, says Steve. They were a Nichols product.
Maybe they're regional.
I don't know what happened to them.
That's how I
my childhood.
practiced my feminine pleasuring was with a banana flip.
You know,
what?
You could,
Yeah.
Either digitally or, with the tongue, run it up the old...
nickel.
In fact, that's what we should call that from now on, the banana flip.
Yep. The old...
So
did you give her the banana flip?
Did you get to see her banana flip?
Oh, I sure did.
Very nice, very nice.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, that's good. I'm sorry, is the weirdo with all the stuff in his face? It's
Oh, I'm
yeah,
sorry. I thought
that's a world record. I thought we'd gone past that.
Does that conclude sports?
Yeah.
This is what you farted for.
Wherever you go, whatever you do, always be a good sport. Christy.
Coming up, we have a mystery scream during an opera. We have a Dickie Berg off of Newfoundland. We have a mermaid statue that's too provocative.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen it?
I have not.
It's barely designed by a 14-year-old with an erection.
Yeah.
Bosomy,
like
is
the
it?
two dudes from New York Science.
That
and all Bosomy and babies got back, as they say.
Yes.
You could drive a truck into the back. But teaser here, Christy. I have the sound effect of one of the stories you have. This is real. This was recorded at the L.A. Philharmonic, I believe.
At the L.A. Concert Hall, yes.
Here it is.
Wonder what happened.
We'll find out.
That sounds painful.
Boy, Tchaikovsky.
Someone liked the performance, apparently. Here it is.
Oh, you're saying it's pleasurable. All right.
Yeah, she wasn't killed.
That's a woman?
This isn't the Ohio Players. You know, that famous.
Get stabbed.
Okay, we'll come across with both those things when we come back. Also, coming up, Dave Wanstadt, former Chicago Bear coach, and Reno Collier, comedian. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Thanks for listening to the Bob and Tom Show this morning. The show is also...
It is a nice neighborhood, but you know, we're on the backside of the South Pasadena, so a little close. So although it's nice, the crime starts just to the other side of us, and we had some police activity in our neighborhood not too long ago.
I see.
And obviously a little scary. I'm supposed to be the defender of the home. Currently with a vitamin D deficiency, it does take a little bit of the edge off your confidence.
Yeah.
Well, if someone breaks in your house, you know, when your first concern is not the burglar, but did he leave the front door open so a strong wind could snap you like peanut brittle?
Sure, I understand.
But a buddy of mine, someone broke into his house, and he did not react the way he thought he was going to.
What did he do?
Well, what he did was he hid.
Oh,
really?
And and so now he got terrified. He wants to buy a gun to defend his home, and he's never used a gun before in his life. And I was trying to convince him. I said, you don't need a gun to defend you. If you're not a gun guy, what you need is a baseball bat.
Yeah.
The baseball bat is the perfect home defense weapon because any idiot can swing a baseball bat. Because you don't have to be baseball good. You just have to be pinata good is all you have to be.
That's right. That's right.
As a matter of fact, the more spastic and unstable you are, the deadlier you appear to the intruder.
Right.
Exactly. A gun in and of itself is a dangerous weapon. You could be handling a gun and accidentally shoot yourself, but no one has ever been cleaning a baseball bat and accidentally beat themselves to death.
True enough.
If that does happen, that's an acceptable loss. Let that man go.
Yes.
That's very true.
Now, in my fantasy of, defending the home is usually I'm kicking some serious butt, and then there's usually like a catchy phrase at the end, tag it with something. Even if the guy's got his foot on my chest, I'll look up at him and say, well, I guess that was easier than even you anticipated.
James P. Connolly.
Gardens, Florida, with 100-mile-per-hour winds that overturned cars, snapped trees, and damaged homes. This one happened late Saturday afternoon near Palm Beach Gardens Medical Center and headed northeast toward the coast. Storm damage forced authorities in the city to close major roadways as workers cleared debris and inspected wreckage. An Arkansas woman has pleaded not guilty to charges she sold 20 boxes of stolen body parts from medical school cadavers to a Pennsylvania man for nearly $11,000. The indictment against former mortuary worker Candace Chapman Scott was unsealed Friday in Little Rock in federal court, and it charges the 36-year-old with setting up transactions with a man she met through a Facebook group about oddities. Separate state charges in Pennsylvania name the buyer as Jeremy Lee Pauley of Enola. The indictment alleges Scott approached Pauley in 2021 and began selling him the remains that the mortuary was supposed to cremate and return to an Arkansas medical school. Ooh, eerie. And that's your news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show on the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
Some days Bigfoots and Sasquatches will be normal.
Exactly.
That's what I believe.
It's okay.
That's what
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Tom, that's okay.
Just a bunch of monkeys running around in the woods that are bipedal, and everyone thinks it's so insane.
Bipedal means to...
Yeah, they're walking upright.
They stand up.
Okay. Not like that old
We have
porno
bones
actor,
of it.
Dick Siamese. I guess he was bipedal.
He was bipedal, yes.
I'm so confused what we can and can't say on there.
You can't say
As are we.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Bob and Tom. They put the F in professional.
It's the most outrageous video ever because it features real girls. And not just any real girls, but real girls on video going, woo! Oh, yeah. Just the way you love them. Real girls on video going, woo! All kinds of real girls on video going, woo! All across America. Real girls on video going, features real girls. And each copy of Real Girls on Video Going features a group of loser drunk guys going, that's right. You get Real Girls on Video Going and loser drunk guys going. And hey, act now and you'll receive at half price Real Girls on Video Going. That's Real Girls on Video Going. And the bonus tape, Real Girls on Video Going, and the drunk loser guys going. But wait, order now, and Frigaball Video will throw in Real Girls on Video Going, and that's Real Girls on Video Going, Real Girls on Video Going, and Real Girls on Video Going, and all complete with loser drunk guys going. Order now.
Hi, this is comedian Rob Haney, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
With us in the studio, comedian Chad Daniels. Chad, let's see, we've established the fact that your wife is a college professor.
Yes.
Are you a college man?
No.
Ah.
That makes for
interesting contrast.
And her friends always remind me of it.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? Are they all college professors as well?
Most of them. We were out getting dinner one night, and, her friends were like, so, Chad, have you ever had Indian food? And I was like, hello, Thanksgiving. Aren't you a history professor?
Yeah.
Didn't you know that stuff?
Hello.
How come the dumb guy's making all the smart comments? This is ridiculous. She has one friend from England that's always bragging about their language. We invented your language. You didn't have a language if it wasn't for us. Well, you spelled pneumonia with a P, stupid. Nat starts with a G, and you're bragging about that? And she goes, you know what? They're silent. You know what? You better be silent before I stab you in your face with a knife.
But I can't stand the endorsements that come after that because everybody's going to have their own shoe and selling shoes and telling these kids to buy shoes. Because honestly, I don't care what kind of shoe an athlete wears, and neither should you. My question is, what kind of shoe does a black surgeon or lawyer wear? What is Johnny Cochran wearing? That should be the commercial. When you can get a brother off a double homicide the whole world knows he's guilty of, that's a bad shoe.
Bob and Tom. 24/7. Oh, yeah.
What's coming up?
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hello.
There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hey, chick.
There's Josh Arnold, the I Hate Steven Singer sidekick chair.
Hello there.
There's Ace Cosby. Hey. I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold.
We were talking about Hostess Twinkies.
Yeah, we were.
Got a nice letter from Ron.
Oh.
Ron worked for a period of time at a very large bakery that manufactured, among other things, Twinkies. I asked the factory manager how many Twinkies he could make in a day. He told me about getting an order from the military for 1 million Twinkies during the first Gulf War.
Wow.
They made 1 million Twinkies in 3 days.
Holy cow.
And they make all those by hand.
They are hand stuffed.
That's right.
I'm sure that
Yeah,
machinery. Now we turn to Christy Lee, and then I've got a little treat for you. But Christy, what have you got first?
Well, we teased this mystery sound. A concert goer let out a full body orgasm while listening to a performance of Tchaikovsky's Fifth Symphony in front of a packed crowd Friday in L.A.
It's the fifth. It's not the first.
Yeah.
Oh.
Way down the list. Go ahead.
It is, but Mambo number 5 was the finest Mambo.
That's true.
There's got to be Mambo number 1 out there somewhere.
Did he ever do a Mambo number 6 that failed?
I think he did, actually, didn't he?
I don't know.
Ace, didn't he do Mambo number 6?
I'm sure you've supped with Lou Bega.
You and Uncle Cracker and Lou Bega.
I'm... For some reason, I feel that way.
Back with the LA.
Yeah, the LA Symphony is doing Tchaikovsky's Fifth Symphony, and in the middle of it, we hear this.
Weird.
The crowd turned to where the noise came from, and there was a woman sitting next to her partner trying to catch her breath.
Yes.
Apparently, she had experienced a full-body orgasm during the performance.
That used to happen all the time. What was the Russian guy's name, chick? Sergei Jerkinov?
Is that the is that the composer he's thinking of?
Was it Sergei Jerkinov?
I know there was Oscar Todor-Titoff. I remember that.
Yeah.
A wrestler.
Yes. He was a conductor.
His wife was a lady Russian wrestler.
Oh.
Beethoven.
Yeah.
Beethoven.
Sergei Jerkinov.
Beethoven.
There's the Symphony in G spot major.
Yeah.
Of course, famously.
So she couldn't help herself.
You know what have we learned though, over the years? There's somebody out there who likes to go to live symphony performances and be manually simulated, and sometimes they can keep it quiet, and other times they can't.
Who knew he was so...
Well, was it the music, or was he doing something?
He must have been doing something.
I don't know what she was doing.
I mean,
but
I like music, but come on.
the orchestra carries on without missing a single beat following the loud noise.
Are we sure it was an orgasm?
Sounded like a scream.
Let's listen again.
That's a woman, by the way?
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Like a dude.
Yes, a big, hairy...
Yeah, that's got to be a...
Wait, you think it's a guy? Let me listen.
I mean, it sounds like a guy.
I'm trying to listen.
Hey, sometimes when you have a strong orgasm,
that's embarrassing.
It sounds kind of like one of my sneezes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hang on a second. Don't...
That's a woman. That's Kathleen Turner.
They said it's a woman.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, God, he made me come.
Jeez. Well, I guess that's okay.
Once again, I'm sorry. Who was Tchaikovsky? Was that what you said?
Yes, Fifth Symphony.
Has anyone told Tchaikovsky the news?
You better roll over.
Okay, here's another version of the story.
Honey,
this woman says, I saw the girl after it happened, and I assumed she had had an orgasm because she was heavily breathing, and her partner was smiling and looking at her like in an effort not to shame her.
Plus, I squirted all over the people in front of the floor. I can't help it.
Oh, yeah, this has some language in it I can't really read in the air.
Mm-hmm.
This is ridiculous.
Tom, play that again. I think we're missing some. The real audio, I think.
You want me to play the enhanced audio?
Yeah, play the enhanced audio.
Oh, it must have happened backstage.
They're dropping stuff on stage, Tom. Okay.
This article says, one can't know exactly what happened, but it seems very clear from the sound. It was an expression of pure physical joy.
There you go.
When they use a term like one in that way, and then I don't read it.
You're out?
I'm out.
I wanted to say you.
Go ahead, play it again. We got something else here. Play it again.
Okay. All right, very good.
Oh, this is great.
Oh, another couple.
Ah, yes.
That was
the
me
swing
screaming.
of death.
Okay, well, now, coming up this week, we've got a bunch of great comedians, including today. We'll talk with Reno Collier. But coming up tomorrow, we're going to talk with comedian Maria Bamford. She's got a memoir coming out called Sure, I'll Join Your Cult. But I wanted to play a couple excerpts of Maria Bamford from previous encounters we've had with her. Here we go. I believe this is about working odd jobs.
Yeah, I used to work as a secretary for a long time.
Yes, you've been around.
Yeah, I've been around. And I used to work as a Star Trek character in a touring show.
What?
Wait a minute. Mall openings and Jack in the Box promotions around the country.
Which
what
Star
character?
Trek?
Well, I was a Bajoran, which is from Deep Space Nine. Not many people...
Greetings, I'm Major Lilanka, the planet Bajor. Get the F away from me. All right.
That was most of my job.
What is the name of the tribe, the people?
The Bajorans.
So they're Armenian.
We were like the Jews of your World War II. We were decimated by the Kardashians, which are
And the Kardashians definitely Armenian.
Yeah,
they are. Yeah.
They're lizard-like people. And all I have left of my parents to remember them by is this bloody paper doll. That looks like a napkin with some ketchup on it from the food court. Oh, so you're a denier of the Holocaust. I see. Well, why don't you wait for your wife to come back from the Chico's where she's buying a boxy jacket?
That's a little bit of Maria Bamford.
I still say that every time I walk by a Chico's.
So funny.
Look at the boxy jackets.
All I have is this napkin. Oh, that's good.
Bloody paper napkin.
Not a paper doll. This is Maria Bamford talking about her husband. She is Maria Bamford, and I know Maria, one of America's finest comedians. But you are also married.
Yes, I'm married. It'll be, we just made it 6 years.
Wow.
Woo, yeah. I've never had a relationship last over a year, so this is fantastic. It's going very well. Let me see. What about my snuggle bunny? Can I tell you? He's a painter. I'm a comedian, so we talk about money. And,
sure.
We're working on a project together. I'm not sure what it is, but he pulls up his swim trunks all the way up to his chin, and then he tiptoes around the pool while I chase him, yelling,
Mr. Cassidy, Mr. Cassidy, Mr. Cassidy.
I'm trying to sell that to Audible.
Yes.
Yep, that's Maria.
No.
Maria, first job outside the home?
Let me see. I think I babysat, but I am terrified of kids, so that was short-lived.
that'll...
I find them just terrifying. Yeah. They'll just say whatever they want. So let me see.
Did you work in a restaurant?
Oh, yes. I worked a lot of waitressing jobs. Let me see. Mexican restaurants and pizza places, and
this is in Minnesota.
And the Sbarro, the Italian eatery.
Oh, sure, yeah.
At the mall.
Yeah, at the mall.
Yeah.
How long has that been sitting there? We can warm it right up for you. It's our vegetarian stuffed pizza. It's got broccoli, mushrooms, onions, and a right ricotta cheese sauce.
She's nuts. She's crazy. It's Maria Bamford.
She's wonderful.
We'll talk with Maria tomorrow and see what the latest is coming from Maria. In a few minutes we're going to talk with Dave Wanstadt, former coach of the Chicago Bears. A little bit of NFL draft talk. Ace, were you happy with your Las Vegas Raiders draft picks?
Yeah.
Okay.
He didn't pay attention. Somebody asked him today about a draft pick, and he had no idea who the guy was.
After he asked.
Yeah, it was.
Weren't you watching the XFL this weekend?
Of course.
Really?
The teams are ready for the championship.
Is that right?
Who's still left? I'm not following.
DC Defenders will take on the Houston Renegades in San Antonio. Week from Saturday.
Neutral side, huh?
Okay.
It's important.
Coming up, also, we'll talk with comedian Reno Collier. Christy, what have you got coming up?
Oh, we've got, if you would like to get paid to pleasure yourself, I have a story for you. We have the Dickie Berg. We have so many cigarette butts. So many cleaned up. I don't know if you would collect something like that, but this guy did. And then we have a euthanized walrus sculpture.
Huh? So is the dead in the sculpture, or
we'll find out, or is it Sculpture.
I guess you can't tell it's a sculpture. Probably. But I assume it's a little more of a lively carcass. Right now, I want to remind you that we are in the month of May officially. Kind of a cold front descended upon part of the United States, but still, the month of May is here. That means spring is springing, which also means Mother's Day is just around the corner. We can
13 days.
We can have you check this off your list in the next few minutes if you do the following. Go to IHateStevenSinger.com, and you will find an array of perfect Mother's Day gifts. For starters, there's something brand new. It's the newest in a whole series of neon-colored roses. This is the first one. Now, you know about Steven's famous gold-dipped roses. Well, this new one is the first, as I said, it's the green neon. It's kind of like buying a sign in Times Square, a big neon sign saying, "Hey, Mom, I love you." These are real roses dipped in 24-karat gold and then augmented with beautiful colors. This is the neon green rose. Now, these start at about $59. They come in a beautiful gift box with a card from you, a personalized card. And, of course, with Steven Singer's full lifetime guarantee. Get the orders in today before 2 o'clock Eastern time, and it's out the door today. So you'll have it in plenty of time for Mother's Day. Also, while you're there at IHateStevenSinger.com, check out the earrings, check out the bracelets. Oh, yeah, check out the necklaces, all kinds of great stuff that she may love. Think about all those moms in your life. Your sister's a mom, she's a mom, she's a mom, your mom's a mom. Well, get them something nice by going to IHateStevenSinger.com. And remember, Steven, famous for his full lifetime guarantee. And did I mention free shipping? Get on this before it's too late at IHateStevenSinger.com. She's going to love it. When we come back, we're going to hook up with Coach Dave Wanstadt. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Bob and Tom, well-meaning, but
yeah, they're all messed up.
More than slightly confused.
Hey, do you have the Bob and Tom Show app on your phone? You know someone who might like that Bob and Tom Show app? You should tell.
This is the Bob and Tom Show. Hey, hi. We're hanging out with comedian Ron Ramey. Chick McGee doing double duty. Chick's trying anything else?
What's the most dangerous thing about starting a new relationship with a girl, fellas? That's right. What kind of pet does she have?
I was going to say finding out she's a psycho.
And what does it mean about her?
This is from,
maybe depending on the kind of pet, you can tell she's a psycho right away.
This is from HolyTaco.com. If she has a big dog, what she thinks it says about her. I'm not like those other girls with their tiny yappy dogs. I'm a strong, confident, independent woman who's making it in a man's world.
I see.
What it really says,
I love big dogs, though.
What it really says about her is a big dog says, "I want a boyfriend. I want a boyfriend. I want a boyfriend. I want a boyfriend." Really? What the pet is thinking is, please stop using me as a body pillow and grinding on me in the middle of the night.
You took a perfectly good story.
There's no grinding.
Grinding?
A small dog.
Okay.
What she thinks it says, I'm not just adorable. I'm really adorable. I'm so adorable that I have a living accessory. All the cool people are doing it. I'm just like a famous celebrity. What it really says, I want to be exactly like Paris. So if you're looking for a stupid, annoying, talentless woman like Paris Hilton with a little dog, I'm your girl.
Really?
Or maybe it says, I like a little dog.
What does the pet think?
What the pet thinks is, if that purse she carries me in is full of used condoms again today, I'm going to bite her.
I miss my ex-wife. This is a mean website.
Here's a cat. What if she owns a cat? What she thinks it says, I'm responsible enough to care for another living creature, but I don't want to have to pay a lot of attention to it. That's why I have an animal that I could potentially leave alone for a few days, and it would be just fine. What it really says, having a cat, I don't like having guys spend the night at my house, so I adopted one of nature's ninjas to scare off any non-regular visitors using a razor-sharp pounce attack in the middle of the night.
Ouch.
What the cat is thinking, come on, dude, that I'm not familiar with, show me something dangly. I dare you. What she thinks it says owning a fish. Fish tanks are sexy. I know this is just a small bowl, but it still oozes sex. This fish depends on me, and if it lives past the first day, people are going to know that I'm responsible enough to take care of another life. What it really says. One time I had sex with a biker in the parking lot of a county fair, and he spent $26 winning me this goldfish to remember him by. I forget his name, but I call the fish Nemo.
Okay.
What the pet is thinking, that whore hasn't fed me in 6 days. My water looks and smells like a sewer. And finally, a parrot, what she thinks it says, I enjoy having a pet that's interesting and intelligent. I am an exotic person, so I have a pet that reflects my personality. What it really says, if you own a parrot and you're a girl, my grandpa died recently. He was known locally as the crazy bird guy. So he left me this temperamental, awful bird to remember him by. What the parrot is thinking, squawk, F you, F you.
To drink, thou shalt not drive. Amish Brewing Company, Napanee, Indiana.
Hi, this is Bob and Tom 24/7. My name is Jim Gaffigan. I have to go and, well, I just had a so you know where I'm going.
Hey, guy, it's Kid Tarmac. This is Bob and Tom 24/7. Kid Tarmac.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hi, Chick.
There's Pat Godwin at the performance keyboard.
Hey, Chick.
There's Josh Arnold, the I Hate Steven Singer sidekick chair.
Hello.
There's Ace Cosby.
Howdy.
I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold.
Thank you very much. And I believe we're joined on the phone by Coach Dave Wanstadt. Good morning, sir.
How we doing?
Good, good. Now, is calling you coach okay? Because isn't it kind of like being the president once you're the president?
You know what? I've been called everything else. So 40 years of coaching, trust me, I've heard it all. But you know what? That's the simplest. That's the cleanest. That's what the majority of people call me. So absolutely. You can call me whatever you want, but coach is perfect.
Okay. What does your wife call you?
She's on the other side of the vocabulary. You know, she's usually, I think she calls me Dave most of the time. That's a good question, you know? Yes.
Yeah, a lot of us don't call our significant other by their actual name.
No, we don't. We absolutely don't. But, no, it's good. Everything's great. In Chicago here, a little on the cool side. Bears are excited about their draft. Full speed ahead up there.
Yeah. Now, are you in any way consulting anybody anymore, or are you strictly a commentator?
No. You know what? I usually take a trip or two in the summer, and I'll go to a different college and spend a couple of days sit in all the meetings, do some consulting that way. But I do so many shows. I mean, I'm doing radio. I do, obviously, NBC here. I do the Big Ten Network for college football. I do Pro Football Weekly. So I'm talking to coaches all the time. You know, it is getting a little bit more difficult. I will say that. I mean, because the youth of these coaches, some of these young guys, I just don't know them. I mean, it's changing a little bit. But when I do these shows, I enjoy getting out in front of it and getting as much information as I can. So, yeah, I have a lot of friends still in the business that I talk to regularly.
Did you watch a lot of the draft?
I watched it all. Yeah, I watched it all because I was doing, like I say, 4 or 5 draft shows during the course of the week. 3 in one day, actually, for some college stuff. The Big Ten did a draft show this year. A couple NBC radio, CBS here in Chicago. So I watched it all, and yeah, it was good. The Colts had an interesting draft. I thought, I would kind of sum the Colts draft up really by they got a lot of talent. The coaches are going to have to put these guys in the right positions, and they're going to have to bring them along for this to be, in my opinion, a real successful draft.
Yeah, they say Anthony Richardson is a raw athlete is
oh boy,
is
yes,
miraculous.
Yeah, he is. And he. I just had a bad experience on a quarterback. Mitch Trubisky was here in Chicago, and he started about the same amount of games, and it didn't turn out very good. And Mark Sanchez, when he was drafted, I think he only played 16 starts at USC before they drafted him. So the inexperience bothers me a little bit about taking Richardson that high in the draft. But you do have a new head coach now that has done a good job of dealing with young quarterbacks. So I'm sure that's what they're betting on.
What team do you give the highest grade to in the NFL draft this year?
You know what? I kind of like what Detroit did. I really did. I wasn't that excited when you look at their picks. They took the kid from Alabama, right? And everybody said, you don't need him. You got Swift. You just made the trade with the Bears for Montgomery. Well, guess what? They had a plan, and they traded Swift before the draft was over. So they got a real good running back, and then they took this kid from Iowa, Big Ten kid. He's been Defensive Player of the Year the last 2 years, Jack Campbell, big linebacker. I love this guy. At Iowa the last 2 years, Big Ten in the Conference Player of the Year. Then they took a big tight end, Laporta, to take Hutchinson's place. They traded last year. I thought they did then they stole, I think, the safety from Alabama, Branch. I thought they got 4 starters, in my opinion.
Over the years, how have you been at predicting various outcomes of games, et cetera, especially in the world of gambling? Are you often asked your opinion about that sort of thing?
I actually jump on and do a little show here, a little gambling show on Fridays. And then I do Pro Football Weekly, which we're really, myself and Dan Hampton, a Hubarkish, we're really just picking games. You know what? I'm going to say I'm pretty darn good.
All right.
That's what your wife says.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. But really, I call my daughters. I got 2 daughters that are crazy. Both of them went to IU. My son-in-law is an Indianapolis guy. He went to IU. So, my daughters are football daughters. Tom knows the one, and it's so usually I just call them and see who they like.
Yeah. Now, do you? I guess it's probably not correct for you to place any bets since you're doing commentary about it.
No, I can do whatever I want.
Oh, you can? That was my delicate way of saying so. Do you ever get so excited about something that looks really lopsided, and you go, yeah, this is the one. I'm going to put $5 down on this guy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely I do. Absolutely. I mean, I had some crazy ones last year. Oh, God. I mean, I had the Patriots against the Jets, and it was over. In the last play of the game, if you remember, the Patriots returned a punt return like 60 yards for a touchdown to win the game, and they covered the spread. It was crazy. Yeah. So, I mean, those... So I'm actually doing the Bears post game, and I'm watching on my phone to see to see the final score of the Patriots game. Yeah, pretty hilarious.
Well, I'm glad that you admitted that. We have a Washington Football Club fan here with Chick McGee.
Yeah, they're deemed a loser as far as they're. I wanted to ask Coach about. I've always heard that one of the rules is, if there's such a thing in this crapshoot of the draft, you don't go against prototype in the first 20 picks. So that brings us to Bryce Young. Is he a little on the small side for you going to the Panthers, or what do you think?
You know what? 10 years ago, I would have said yes, he was. Mm-hmm. But think about how the offenses have changed. I mean, and the rules have changed. I think that gives Bryce Young a real chance because he is. I mean, if you look at his size and his weight, you say, they get into all the stats. How many quarterbacks have won Super Bowls that haven't been 6 foot? Then you combine that. You say, well, Russell Wilson is about the same height, but he's obviously a lot thicker, a lot stronger. But today's game, the ball comes out so quick. Yeah. They're not standing back there like God. I remember we used to come down there. One of my favorite places to play was down there in Indianapolis. When I was coaching the Dolphins, remember back now, they were in our division, and we came down there to Indy, and we were a good team. It was Ricky Williams and Zach, Thomas and Jason Taylor. And we came down there, and it was Peyton Manning, and it was Edgerrin James, and Harrison, and Reggie. And that place, you couldn't hear yourself think in that dome down there. I mean, it was as exciting a place to play football as any place in the NFL. It truly was. And, so the days of Peyton Manning dropping back and throwing the ball 7 steps and holding on to the football, and then just being defensively. I mean, I used to tell my guys if the quarterback, if Peyton Manning, every time he drops back, if he isn't afraid, if he doesn't have a fear in his mind that he's going to get hit in the mouth, then we got no chance of winning this game. Well, nowadays you can't say that because you hit him in the mouth and it's a penalty. Yeah. So the game has changed. Mm-hmm. To answer your question, that's why I think Bryce Young has a chance.
And what about the test? C.J. Stroud said he wasn't a test taker, and obviously the game against Georgia was amazing. So did you put a lot of belief in the Wonderlic, and now there's a new test? I'm not even sure what the name of it is, but did you look at that before you drafted it? I'm sure you looked at it, but how much did you think about it?
Yeah, you looked at it, and you know who had a grade that supposedly you couldn't win a Super Bowl if your quarterback tested that way? Terry Bradshaw. And I worked with Terry for 9 years at Fox. This is the first year, and I'm not going to L.A. and that pregame show. Yeah. But Terry and Terry won 4 Super Bowls, and I think he was the MVP at 2 of them. So, you know what? It's something you look at, absolutely, but then, the film. Talking to the individual player and studying the film it really has to be. If you get away from that, then I think you might as well let computers do your draft for you and eliminate the scouts and coaches and everybody else.
Well, lastly, do you think the Chicago Bears are going to move?
Oh yeah. I think 100%. I think that's a done deal. I don't know that for a fact, but I think it is. It's they have the land. They're talking about building hotels and casinos and, NFL experience stuff like they have with the Super Bowl. I mean, it's like 300 acres or whatever it is out there. It's a huge complex. And Soldier Field really, think about it. We're like the 3rd largest city for an NFL team. And I think we have either the smallest or 2nd smallest stadium. I mean, there's just nowhere to go downtown right now.
Yeah. Would you want it to be a dome if you had any say?
You know what? I would. Now that I would be, yes. I mean, and when I came to the Bears, we didn't even have a bubble here, guys. I remember. Yeah. Now think about this. Yeah. I remember we were in the playoffs our first year, and we were getting ready to play Minnesota, and they changed. The clocks had changed, right? No, October, whatever it is up there. And it's dark, and I had all the equipment guys and all the garage guys pull their cars up and put the lights up. We had no lights on our practice field. And we had no bubble. And the wind chill was -5. Oh. We were out, and I remember going up to at that time I had the Fridge and Steve McMichael and some guys in it, and I said, why are we doing this? And they said, because this is how we've always done it. So, Bear fans fall into that bear weather mentality, but at the end of the day, there's nothing like being comfortable with a nice dome and decent, where you can enjoy the game. At least that's my opinion.
Good. Well, Dave Wanstadt, what a great pleasure talking to you, Coach. Thank you so much for your time. And we may call you during the season to get some gambling tips.
Absolutely.
Hey, any time, absolutely. Give me a call. I'd love to talk to you guys.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
All right,
Well, that's interesting.
Bye.
They had to line the cars up to practice.
Got to do what you got to do.
Wow.
Man.
I wonder if it'll be one of those.
Well, it's a good thing they didn't have a dome, though, because if they'd lined the cars up, there would have been carbon monoxide problems. I would think.
Yeah.
To light the...
That's correct. I hadn't even thought of that. Okay. Do you like the ones that have the retractable roof? I think that's the great way to go.
I'm glad Buffalo's building a new stadium without a roof. I'm glad.
Are you?
Yes. It's football. It's outside. It's snow.
Have you sat in a game when it's been snowing?
God, no. I'd never go to a game.
These things called TVs.
No.
Okay.
I want the weather to be a problem.
And your question was a really good one about quarterbacks and the rule changes. Good answer.
They made a big deal out of C.J. Stroud not doing very well on I guess he scored the lowest on that test. So we will see what we will see.
And he had a great answer to that, too.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, it was cool talking to him. Dave Wanstadt. We have Christy Lee at the Bob and Tom News Desk. And, Christy, what have you got cooking over there?
Well, there's a sex toy company out there looking for testers.
Yeah, there is.
For an orgasm advisory board. Love Honey shared the job posting that seeks a diverse group of 10 sex toy testers to get paid to masturbate.
What's the name of the site?
Love Honey.
Love Honey.
The job listing states that Orgasm Board Advisory members would be paid $1,000 per 1 year of service. Selected candidates would receive a pleasure package of sex toys each month to test the products out and review.
It looks like Love Honey. First of all, everything's 70% off.
Oh, nice.
All right. But it looks like there's some sort of sale on microphones and crazy-looking cellular phones. It's just, look at those.
That one looks absolutely like a microphone.
Yeah, it's a microphone.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on?
They would also participate in surveys and create content for the company to share. If you are interested in becoming on the Orgasm Advisory Board, you can apply starting today.
Okay.
Yeah, online.
That'd look good on a resume.
Yeah, what do you do? Oh,
I don't want to brag.
Board of Directors of the Orgasm
7
Advisory.
years on the advisory board.
That's right.
What's this one that looks like it's got like a spring coming out of it? Is that just an effect? Or is that thing, it looks like a slinky coming out of a flashlight. Where do you put that?
Oh.
I love the way they want a diverse board.
Yeah?
Well, I suppose that these things fall along like any other product. Certain...
What minefield are you trying to navigate
where are you
here?
going now?
It says, I'm reading the...
Everyone uses sex toys.
We'll
but
figure it
you.
out.
It says a diverse group of 10 sex toy testers. I mean,
Sure.
this could be, I know people hate to do stuff like this, but it's true. If you take the liquor industry, booze, they know certain ethnicities tend to buy their products. Maybe folks of Asian heritage like this versus like that. You don't know.
Demographics.
Right. Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
saying, what are the demographics of dildos? I think it's time that we put dildo demographics on the front page. I assume that's why they want diversity.
Sure.
Are there certain ethnic groups that shy away from
I
sex
think they
toys?
also want diverse sexual proclivities, maybe?
And size?
Yeah.
Do fatties have the same kind of...
I'm sorry. I walked into the minefield.
No. He's just using terms that in this industry people know.
That's right, yeah.
That's exactly right.
Do fatties complete in the same way that thins do?
So...
Fat fatties. Fatties.
Man, am I uncomfortable.
Once again, they're looking for... It's called the Orgasm Advisory Board.
Yes.
Show up in your FBI T-shirt, female body inspector. Get it? You ever see one of those at Disney World?
Oh, I howl still. Just not at that joke, but at the gumption of the wearer.
So anyway, you can go to Love Honey if you want to apply to be on the.
Why not? Extra grand? You get free sex toys
free,
for
free sex toys every month.
Sign
I'm
up,
sure you don't have to sign or send them back.
This is like the Columbia House.
Yeah.
Only dildos.
Yeah, but with Columbia House, didn't you have to buy the record? Wasn't that the deal? They'd send you the record, and then if you, I think just
no, you
one,
ordered the record, and then you paid. You got 12 for a penny, and then you had to buy one every month for the rest of your life or something.
Yeah, the crappy ones that no one ever wanted. Okay.
I think it's shocking how many people still probably owe Columbia House money, I would think.
Are they still out there?
I don't know.
Remember you peel the stamp off and put it on the thing?
Oh, absolutely. I lost my mind. I got like 12 cassettes for a penny.
Now.
Then I dodged them for the rest of my 20s.
I was thinking of Josh over the weekend because I was walking down my street and with the doggy, and I looked up, and this house had this thing on the roof. I don't know if it's like a what's that called, Josh?
A cricket?
Yeah, because you just got yours fixed thanks to our friends at Angie.
That's right. Angie's List is now Angie, your home for everything home. Angie doesn't just get your home projects done, Angie gets them done well. Angie, my personal home expert. And they've served 150 million consumers to date with over 220,000 pros in their network. I love me some Angie because Angie helped me out. I didn't know where to start. I knew I had some chimney issues. Some moisture was getting down into the chimney. Well, turns out I needed what Tom was just talking about, a cricket. It's just it's kind of a triangular point next to the chimney on the old roof there. Pros at Angie helped me out.
Yeah, they did.
Angie has simplified finding help for home projects. In just a few taps on the Angie app or clicks on the site, you can have Angie tackle your home service project from start to finish. Or maybe you're just in the market for getting something done. Let's say you're like me and you want some stone wrapping put around your fireplace.
Oh, yes.
Now that I've got the chimney settled, I can really start working on the interior. I'm going to go to Angie once again because they know what they're doing. Angie can help you get a fair price for your project. Angie has projects that are priced upfront, clearly laying out the cost before you buy. Angie, my go-to for all types of projects. Angie can help with hundreds of projects, small repairs, major remodels. Angie is my go-to for anything I need to get done around the house. Download the free Angie mobile app today or visit Angie.com. That's ANGI.com.
And it's really tough to find quality workers these days and subcontractors, et cetera, et cetera. So Angie can be a real help if you've got issues at your house. And if you're a homeowner, you've got issues at your house.
Yeah.
This is the beauty of owning a house. When we come back, we have a really sweet, happy story about a kid that came to the rescue of a whole busload of kids. A really great story.
Yeah.
A fun story about a bunch of sheep in Idaho. That's really funny. And a Dickie Berg. It's an iceberg, and you'll see why they're calling it a Dickie Berg. Just Google it. You'll see what I mean. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Got something to...
So, again, to go through your dating ritual, you've met some lovely young lady, perhaps after an evening on the town, and
you take her back to your place.
You get back to the townhouse. She wants to come in for coffee or something.
Do you show her your chops?
Do you immediately sit down? Oh, by the way, I happen to be.
I say, hey, by the way, I don't want to brag or anything, but how about I lay down the thunder? Finish your drink.
We're going upstairs. Oh, my.
So do the ladies...
It's really not that strong. You can take a bigger sip. I'll be over here laying down the funk. All right.
Do the ladies dig that? Do they?
No.
Not at all.
You can see them kind of cringe until you stop because it's very loud.
Yes, it is.
I can't hear it. All sounds good to me. You know, trying to have a conversation with them. So anyway. All right.
Do you play any sort of romantic stuff? Do you play like a slow tune, maybe something mid-tempo?
With the brushes, maybe?
Yeah, get the...
No, I don't even own a pair of brushes.
No. What's the point, huh?
Yeah, maybe
Defeats the purpose,
you can do
doesn't
some
it?
of these things. You know. So anyway. Can't your roommate feed your dog?
Very romantic. Now, do you have an exit strategy when you sit at the drums?
Apparently, hers is the dog one.
Yeah, I gotta feed the dogs.
But I mean,
That was Tom's line. I'm surprised the girls are using it.
Once you sit down, and just you play for a couple minutes, then do you have a way you can gracefully get up? Do you have like a little finish, a little quick?
Yeah, I like to. I'll finish kind of like this. Let's face it, I am great.
Greg Hahn, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
I love a man with confidence.
Comes out next weekend. And that's your entertainment news. I'm Christy Lee. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
Quote is, we don't realize how much gravity helps us in the act of intercourse. Sex involves pressure. In space, without any counterforce, you end up constantly pushing your partner away from you. A NASA official suggested that astronauts could adopt a method employed by dolphins in the ocean where a third dolphin comes in and holds the two dolphins together to prevent them from drifting. And he said everything on the walls of the space station covered in Velcro, so you could take advantage of that.
Yeah, they're going to figure out a way. I mean,
Velcroing one partner to the wall. You got to get creative in space.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Bob and Tom.
For your information, these are two of the worst kids I have ever encountered in my life, and I worked the state fair.
We were stupid before stupid was cool.
Rob Haney is our guest. Now, Rob, are you...
Well, I was, as you might know, I try to be clean, and this is, I feel I might be going over the border with this, but what's the show that's always about sex? It's only
Real Personal?
Well, then back me up if you saw this. The night they had Dr. Ruth Westheimer on as a guest, and this is all true. I don't know how I'm going to clean this up. This guy calls in to ask Dr. Ruth for advice. And he said that he had been dating this girl, but he broke up with her because she had, and this is the hard part, she had extreme odor.
All right.
That's what the man said. I'm sorry, but that's what and anyways, he said that since they had broken up, they had remained close friends. And she had dated two other guys, and those relationships broke off kind of suddenly. He thought maybe it was the same reason. Should I tell her? And as God is my witness, this was Dr. Ruth's advice. She said, send the girl some flowers. And on one side of the card, write a little poem, something positive, something upbeat. Which, you know, to me, that's terrible advice. I mean, you know, I can't imagine, you know, can you imagine that poor guy trying to write that poem?
No.
Roses are red, violets are blue. You're real sweet, but you're I've went over the line, haven't I? So that's not me. I don't. That's offensive, isn't it, Paul? You're a classy guy, and that is offensive stuff.
Are we back on the air?
We are now.
I apologize.
Did that have to be clipped?
I apologize.
Yes.
I apologize to you ladies. That's right.
Hey, don't say we didn't warn you. There's laughter ahead. This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
I got one of those.
Yeah.
You know, the calls on the phone. The guy's selling you something or trying to get donation.
Right.
He actually used this word. Is this the man of the house? Is this 1952? Yes, it is the man of the house. I'm lounging on the divan with a highball. Why do you insist on calling during Edward R. Murrow? I'm serious.
Come on.
So I'm working on it. My wife said you learn a lot about yourself if you keep a diary. And that is so true. I've learned my life is brimming over with really boring activities. And now one more, writing in my diary. Thanks, honey.
Yeah.
Right now, Killer Bees joins us in the studio.
Bees, how you doing?
Real good, man. I get up
see
a
ya.
shopping list over here. My wife's eating in bed now. She's at that part of the pregnancy where they crave all this food. Some people have mirrors over the bed. We got a sneeze guard. Sleeping on those Posturepedic Sealamil, man. Hey, you ain't lived till you're making love, and your wife says, "Go slow. I'm spilling my chili."
Hello, this is comedian John Evans. Padoom, 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 and you're
coming up.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hi.
There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hello.
You big dummy. There's Josh Arnold at the I Hate Steven Singer's sidekick chair.
Okay, does this not sound like the Sanford and Son thing?
It sounds like a very, very poor version of it, yes.
You big dummy.
A poor man's Sanford and Son.
There's Ace Cosby. I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold. Hello,
Thank you very much. Really cool talking to Dave Wanstadt. What an interesting guy. Great background in the NFL. And he said, yeah, Bears are moving. And he'd prefer a dome. Don't know if it'll happen.
Yeah, that makes my stomach hurt that a football guy like that would want to be indoors playing football.
And again, I think
not the way you play, Tom.
Nope. I think Christy made a good point to you, Mr. McGee.
Yeah.
You don't like the domes, and yet you wouldn't go to see a game if it was freezing
I wouldn't
cold.
go to see a game if it was 72 degrees and low humidity. No.
I love
But you want your players to be exposed to all of that.
That's the game.
All the weather.
That's where the rubber meets the road.
Yep.
All right.
Toughness.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of arguments to be made. For example, the inconsistency of Major League Baseball parks. Certain players in certain stadiums would do a lot better. I get it, but I don't know.
I think it makes perfect sense that the fields are different sizes and all that.
Should they do that? Should they do that in basketball? Hey, by the way, did you hear the Celtics next year?
You make
12 feet. Yeah, and then the rim's smaller.
You know, there was they wanted to do that, raise the rim in basketball to 12 feet for the longest time. And they said, well, if you think about it, that would make even the taller people more important than it would.
Wow. Yeah. Some stuff's got to stay where I agree. But okay. Well, in any event, it was cool talking to Dave Wanstadt and really insightful comments about contemporary quarterbacks, et cetera, et cetera. And I thought it was really funny that he kind of, when I sort of delicately said, now you can't gamble on these games. I sort of got a wrong idiot.
Yeah, I have a whole gambling show, he said.
Yeah, okay. We're going to call him. I think we'll have to call him during the season. It was sure
Sounds
fun
like
talk.
you want to go be his best friend. Why don't you try that? I mean, we'll talk to him. But
You want to kiss him on the lips at all?
You really love him, I think. I think we found your...
like to grab his joint?
The yin to your yang.
Speaking of joints, speaking of joints, I'll try to clean this up. Christy,
what?
This is an unusual story. We talked about this a little bit earlier. The phrase Dickie bird is a slang term for the male member. It's my understanding primarily used in eastern Canada.
Well, oddly enough, a man who hails from Dildo, Newfoundland is going viral, not for his Dickie bird, but for his photos of a phallic-shaped iceberg off Newfoundland's coast he's calling a Dickie Berg. The CBC reports the Canadian drone photographer, Mr. Ken Pretty, captured the image in an area of the province known as Conception Bay. Boy, this has everything going on, doesn't it?
But but if you see the photograph,
it looks like a big blue.
It's erect.
Mm-hmm.
It features two
and if you think
orbs at the bottom, and it looks circumcised.
It's not laying in the ocean. It's
upright.
It's upright from the ocean. Yes, absolutely.
Can you imagine how much bigger that thing would be if the water was warm?
Yeah, no kidding. See the shrinkage. I cannot believe how much this looks like a penis and two testicles.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It does look like it's photoshopped or something. It's unbelievable. It's been nicknamed Dickie Berg, a play on the term Dickie Bird, which is a Newfoundland euphemism for the male anatomy.
Thank you for explaining that.
Mr. Pretty said the picture has garnered thousands of shares on social media. I just shared it. And generated numerous punny comments.
Punny?
According to the online users, the tip of the Dickie Berg has since fallen off.
Oh!
Circumcised, eh?
They don't cut the tip off, per se.
If only we had a song about it.
What about a sea shanty?
Ah!
Off the coast of Newfoundland, sticking straight out of the sea, is a giant hunk of ice looking like a big old D. The tip of the shaft is a purplish hue, and two big ice balls, a chilly cobalt blue. Dickie Berg, it's hard on ships. Have you heard? Dickie Berg, frozen stiff, Dickie Berg. Little sea shanty for you to.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, to lighten your day.
What's your name, sir?
Frozen McKirsky.
Frozen McKirsky, it's a pleasure to meet you.
It's nice to meet you. I've been out here a long time.
Frozen McKirsky. You're from the Irish part of Poland?
It's a sea shanty.
Okay. All right, of course. We'll have to post a picture of this thing.
It's from McWarsaw.
The one headline for this thing is I changed it before I gave it to you, Christy, because the headline was this guy, this photographer, whose name is, what is it, Ron Pretty? Or Ken Pretty.
Mr. Pretty, wasn't it?
Mr. Pretty.
He hails from a place called Dildo, Newfoundland, and the original headline was Dildo Man takes picture off of Newfoundland coast. And it just, Dildo Man sounds like the worst superhero.
Well, Dildo Man.
What exactly would he do?
A lot of ladies.
Yeah.
Where's Dildo Man? Well, he shrank himself down and he's busy right now.
Oh, he's like Ant-Man?
Dildo Man doesn't want to shrink.
Well,
That would be bad.
if his whole body, if he becomes the dill, you see.
I got you.
Yes.
What would make him turn? What would make him go from his secret identity into a Dildo Man?
I don't think any good can come from any of this.
In his secret identity, Dick Schlong, a mild-mannered reporter for the Dildo Daily News.
Yeah, he doesn't have
Daily
glasses that he
Dildonian.
takes on and
The
off.
Daily Dildonian. He was a dildologist.
Yes.
He originally studied dildography.
Oh.
But
then he went into dildology.
Yeah.
And people get those confused.
Right, of course. Sure they do. Christy Lee is at the Bob and Tom News Desk. Coming up, we're going to talk with Reno Collier about his country fried take. Always a great pleasure.
Dildo Man.
Also coming up in the news, we have some folks trying to do a good thing that involves hundreds of thousands of cigarette butts.
Oh, it's disgusting.
And we have a really sweet story about a
Little boy in Michigan that, saved
kid.
life. Yeah.
kid who comes to the rescue of a bunch of other kids. So it's nice to have a happy story in the news of that nature. Plus statues. We got a mermaid with a big butt.
Boy, I mean, just a huge butt. And you don't often see the butts of a mermaid because of the fin.
Right.
Exactly. But this butt is out there.
Yeah. And then she's got big everything.
Yeah.
Once again, our theory that this mermaid designed by a horny 14-year-old. We'll find out when we come back. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Got a comment? Our email is bobandtom@bobandtom.com. More Bob and Tom next.
So we're getting back to your hobbies, James. You're a bowler.
Yes.
You got that going for you.
Yes, sir.
Golf, skydiving, scuba diving, skiing. You went skydiving? How'd that go?
Yes, I did. Well,
was it a tandem jump or did you?
It was a tandem jump. Yeah, scared me. I'm big.
I was going to say I don't
Scared you. Who were you with?
I was going to say
the other dude. I was strapped to the guy.
What do you weigh in at? Do you mind if I ask?
Then I was about 280, I guess. I'm probably 295 now.
Oh my! Now is the person when you do the tandem? Is the person
Somebody
with
has
the
to land
chute
on somebody else,
Is the
I
person
would
with the
think.
chute in back of you?
He's behind you. You don't have to do anything. You're basically like luggage.
You're looking at, you're just watching the ground come at you while the guy behind you
Has to do
has
all
the
the work.
chute and does all the work.
And you've never been so glad to have a man strapped to your behind. Ever. You will never. And you know, they call it a sport, too.
Well, sure,
the
it's
whole
very
time
difficult.
They're like, did you like the sport? And I was like,
falling is not a sport. You know, if it was, my grandmother would win a medal. The Silver Hip Award goes to.
Yes.
If you want to make a sport, you should just throw the parachute out of the plane and then make the guy jump and put it on before he hits the ground.
Oh, I like that.
Now, for competition, throw one parachute out, 3 or 4 guys jump.
Yeah.
There you go. He won.
So did you glide in, James?
We glided in, and on the tape.
Did you fall or did you land standing?
At the very last minute, he said stand up, and I was already going down, and there wasn't no. There wasn't no. But my ears did not pop. The thing with the ears. Yeah. So when I hit the ground, immediately I was like. He was like, how do you like it? And I was like, it was good. I enjoyed it very much because I could not hear myself.
Couldn't hear a thing.
Well, that's because, see, if it were me, I would be tightening every orifice in my body to prevent leakage, including my ears.
Plus, there's a dude behind you.
Yeah. And that part stayed. That my ears did not pop until maybe the next day. And I had to sing that night. I was doing a play called Smoke on the Mountain.
You're a singer? I didn't know.
Yeah, where you sing gospel music. It's a gospel music play.
You know, smoke on the mountain, fire in the sky. It's a great play. Yeah.
So I'm trying to sing. I'm like, amazing, great that we
That's unfortunate. I want to apologize to anyone knows that might have.
Well, I don't know if you're deaf, you automatically talk that way, even though you can speak.
That's what it sounds
clearly,
like when you're talking.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's nerve wracking. And the more scared you've already done it, the more scared of it you are, the better you get out. The more you get out of it. You know, it is really like that facing your fear and all that stuff. And when you're standing in the doorway of that plane,
it's
every cell in your body screams, you better hold on to something. I mean, it's overwhelming.
And Tom's favorite, Dua Lipa. That's the Met Gala happening tonight. I will not be in attendance. And that's a look at things you may have missed. Apparently, I'm going to miss the gala. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Hey man, it's Donnie Baker, and the fact remains there's nothing better than being a VIP. And I don't mean like us dudes on Pervert Rabbit Xanadu's. I'm talking about a Bob and Tom VIP. Best thing, you'll never miss another minute of the show. I swear to God, you can hear the show here in the morning, and then cause you're a Bob and Tom VIP, you'll get the podcast of the entire show, a 12-month library of podcasts, hundreds of Bob and Tom comedy tapes, and a 60-day video archive of the show. Bob and Tom VIP. You have to get it. It's state law.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Wow, what am I going to do? I've got to get this box to Los Angeles by tomorrow.
So just FedEx it.
Are you kidding? It's too big.
Well, then overnight it by train.
By train? All the way across the country, overnight. Are you crazy?
No, pal, he's not crazy. The famous Norfolk and Winston Railroad has just merged with WayPal Delivery Services. Together, our new company will revolutionize the overnight delivery business. Ask for us by name. We're...
Hold it. You're telling me you can get this 2,000-pound package from New York to L.A. overnight by train?
Norfolk and WayPal, overnight. Absolutely, positively.
Absolutely, positively, we will get you through it. There's Norfolk and WayPal, we are gonna do it.
When you go by rail, no package is too large, and we'll get it there overnight.
Norfolk and WayPal.
That's the name. We do it by train, cross country, by rail, overnight. There's Norfolk and WayPal.
Here at the Bronx Zoo, we actually shipped Washoe the gorilla to the San Diego Zoo overnight. We had to pry his eyes open on the West Coast, but he's fine now. Absolutely, positively.
Absolutely, positively, we will get you through it. There's Norfolk and WayPal, we are gonna do it.
Ask for us by name, overnight by train. Norfolk and WayPal, Norfolk, Virginia.
Morning laughter just might be the best medicine.
I can hear you, oh no. You're talking out your ass again.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
I was in the Marines for a while.
You were?
Wow. And it takes a while to adjust as a civilian world when you come out of boot camp because you're so fired up. When I came out that same week, my sister got married. She had me seat people at the wedding. I accepted the assignment, you know. People would come walking up to me in front of the church like, oh, you must be Patricia's brother. Sit down! I don't want to be your friend. Get your eyes off me. What is your major malfunction? 200 people showed up. I put them all in the same row. Tighten it up, tighten it up, tighten it up. We're not comfortable. Outstanding. Was outstanding, as a matter of fact.
Comedian Greg Hahn is with us. Lowell Sanders is here with us.
I'm on the road.
Now, Lowell, are you a single man?
Yeah, I left a wife in Detroit.
Oh, okay.
I see how it works. Police should have found her by now. I'm kidding. They won't find her.
Ain't no way. You're that good, aren't you?
Wow. Where are you from, by the way?
Patterson, from Patterson, New Jersey.
Oh, sure. That's famous.
Yeah, small, thugged out town. It's tiny. So small, we used to get robbed by people we knew.
That's small.
People like, stick them up. I'm like, Andre? I'm going to tell your mother, man. By the way, how is Aunt Carol? How's she doing? I'll come over for dinner.
Hey, don't say we didn't warn you.
I'm warning you, don't do that.
There's laughter ahead.
I should be having a better time if this is a party.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk. There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hey, chick.
There's Josh Arnold.
No, that's Polanski McShane in there.
Frozen McGursky. Frozen McGursky.
Are you a little chilly?
Here's a blanket and a nice cup of soup.
Oh, thank you very much.
Hello, Josh Arnold.
Hi, Chick.
Hey, Ace Cosby. Hey. I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold.
You guys attacked me when I attacked this douchebag that has all these holes in his face that he put there on purpose.
No one attacked
We didn't attack you.
I mean,
You're just judgy.
Judgy. Of course I'm judgy.
You're way judgy.
You're way judgy.
This guy's he deliberately drills holes in his cheeks.
So what? How does that affect you?
I don't want to go to a restaurant and look across the way and this guy's spewing his stew out the sides of his cheeks. He's got those gauges in his face to keep
spewing his stew.
There's a picture of him putting his fingers through it like
Oh, really?
God, that's disgusting.
Hey, live and let live, I say.
Really?
You've never said that, have you? Whatever
as
I'm
long
doing
as I can live and he can live elsewhere.
Whatever I'm doing is my business, and whatever you're doing is my business.
No, I don't care what the guy
No.
It's not nearly as alarming as I thought it would look, but
Well, that's because the picture I showed you he's got them filled in.
they're all
with,
plugged in.
Look at the video.
plugs.
They're open in the video.
Yeah, I can't look at the open
Can you
ones.
see like inside his
Yeah, it's
like
rough.
his teeth
It's
and
rough.
stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if he could take a glass of tomato juice and it would just start oozing out all the holes in his face?
Sure, I guess.
Sick.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't see this guy. I wonder how this neurosurgeon has time to put these holes in his face in his free time.
Does it say what he does for a living?
Well, it's not a brain surgeon, I'll tell you that.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if it was?
If he was,
no, it would be impossible.
I just would. He grew up at Shaker. He went to Columbia. The whole thing. It's Tom, only 20 years younger. No, that's impossible. No one from there would
It's
ever.
probably a turd herder at a sewage plant. They only want him there in the night
what he
shift.
does.
So
I beg
that
your
nobody
pardon?
has to see him.
Oh, my gosh.
Hey, head turd herder.
Yes.
Probably works it out.
I haven't been herding turds for 7 years.
I tell him to herd turds. Well, that's tough to get in your brain. Okay.
A curvaceous statue of a mermaid in Puglia, Italy, is causing a stir.
It's hot.
Or being too provocative.
Italian for
The statue, created by students at the Luigi Rosso Art School, depicts a mermaid with exaggerated breasts and a huge backside.
Just awesome.
The art school's Adolfo Marciano defended the statue, saying it was, quote, a tribute to the great majority of women who are curvy.
No. This argument, and he's saying that anybody that criticizes it is like anti-plus size. No, that's not the problem here, sir, and you know it.
It looks like an exaggerated Kim Kardashian wearing swim fins.
Yeah, it's like crazy. The boobs are huge and round, and so's the butt.
Yeah.
Our Crumb looked at this and was like, hey, take it easy.
Oh, Crumb did like the plus size.
An Italian actress with a name I can't even begin to pronounce said, quote,
That's Alice Jones.
It's Tiziana Schiavarelli. Said it looks like a mermaid with 2 silicone breasts and above all a huge arse never before seen on a mermaid.
Is there anything less sexy than calling it an arse?
I agree.
Yeah, that's not Italian.
No.
Yeah.
That's Irish.
Terrible word.
Yeah.
What if you get? Can you imagine the crabs on this thing?
Oh man, they get Dungeness.
And it's supposed to be a mermaid.
Yeah. Well, she has a
Which doesn't make sense
she
that
has
the
a
ass
tail.
would be exposed.
Right. Yeah, that would be covered in scales, wouldn't it?
Yes, it should be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I bet the students had a good time. Yeah, I can't tell from this picture. This thing appears to be huge.
Oh, yeah.
It does.
Very big.
It looks like you could lean into the butt crack.
Yeah, I mean, this thing looks like it's 40 feet tall.
I mean, if you look
to lean into
the scale, like the street lamps, yeah.
Yeah. So it's gigantic.
What did you think of it, Pat?
Well, you've heard of the Little Mermaid, right? Okay.
Sure.
Baroop. Here's the Big Mermaid. The mermaid is way too curvy. The breast looks silicone fake. The statue has a big old booty. Some think that's a huge mistake. Has the top of a Dolly Parton with the bottom of Cardi B. It should be more Daryl Hannah with an ass like a manatee. It has double D's. And a big booty. Okay, you can go ahead. It has double D's.
It has double D's, okay.
And a big booty. Give it a sweater. That might be better. Some modesty. Here on the land, boys stare all day. And girls. While in the church, everybody prays. Townfolk are voting. It soon might be floating out in the sea.
Sorry for the interruption.
Oh,
Pat.
no, I enjoyed it.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that is quite a statue.
Okay, there we go.
Have you seen it yet, Chick?
I have.
And what did your wiener say?
It's A-okay with me.
Yes.
Yes.
Another sculpture out there. This one comes with a different story. It's kind of sad. A walrus that became a global celebrity before it was euthanized last year has now been honored with a bronze life-size sculpture in Norway.
Isn't that nice?
The walrus, named Freya, quickly became a popular attraction among Oslo residents after it was seen frolicking and basking in a fjord. Despite causing public outrage, local authorities decided to euthanize the animal because they said people had not followed recommendations to keep a safe distance away from the walrus.
What?
Yeah.
Why don't we ask the walrus what it wants? Hey, do you mind a few people over here, or you want us to kill you?
Well, it's too late. So a sculpture of Freya, created by Norwegian artist Astrid Tonien, was unveiled this week at the Oslo Marina in honor of Freya.
It's a beautiful sculpture, but I mean, I guess to remind everybody about the dumb thing that they did.
Yeah, right? Why wouldn't they move the walrus? Why would they have to do that?
Yes.
I mean, if people were endangering themselves by getting
their
too
fault.
close to the walrus, little Darwin at work.
Yeah, exactly.
So what?
Do both male and female walruses have the tusks? Tell me a little bit about walruses,
I don't
Christy.
know. That's a good question.
I've petted a walrus. Is that?
Have you really?
Yeah.
What did it feel like? Slippery?
A little bit. They're very sweet.
Really?
Whiskers. I fed one, and it's like they got those little whiskers. Oh yeah.
What'd you feed it? A chicken tender?
No, a fish.
Oh.
I bet they like chicken tenders.
Yeah, something different.
I don't know if they
Both male and female walruses have tusks.
Thank you, Chick.
Walruses use their tusks to haul themselves out of the water
Yeah, I know it's become a problem.
onto the sea ice.
Do they floss? Would you laugh if you saw a walrus flossing?
No, I don't think so.
I like to chomp
Their
on
tusks-
concrete.
I would think, good dental hygiene on that. The tusks are also used for keeping breathing holes open in the ice and fighting with other walruses and for defense against predators.
Okay.
And the World Wildlife Fund
has
been seeking so-called walrus detectives who can review satellite footage and spot the animals from space.
Wow.
About their migration.
How about that?
Of course, I think Walrus Detective, that sounds like a great show.
Because they already have that mustache.
Oh, yeah.
So nice to like Sherlock Holmes hat and one of those big pipes.
Yeah.
And Wilford Brimley would have to be in the show somehow.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's passed
gonna,
away.
It's
but
going to be a tough order now.
like a picture of him on the wall, our founder or something.
But I remember when they
all right, that's funny.
executed this poor walrus. But okay.
Terrible.
Oh,
they gave him a chair, which
much
is weird.
brighter. We have a very
walrus
happy
means tooth walker. I'm
Does
not
it?
done with walruses. Walruses' tusks are elongated upper canine teeth. Both males and females have them.
Are they ivory?
And no, they're made of solid steel.
He hasn't read the whole article yet. Give him a break.
I'm sorry, maybe an ad for some steel-belted radials got into that.
On a happier note, a young Michigan boy is being hailed a hero for stopping a school bus after its driver became ill. When the school bus driver passed out, 7th grader Dylan Reeves jumped up, grabbed the steering wheel, and hit the brakes.
Whoa.
To prevent the vehicle from veering into oncoming traffic.
A hero.
He then instructed the other middle school kids to call 911. Robert Livernois, superintendent of
That
Warren
means new
Consolidated
liver.
Schools, said that after the boys' heroic act, adults were then able to help children out of the bus's back door. Dylan declined to speak to reporters, but his parents, Steve and Irita, were very proud. Dylan's dad said, he's been on my lap driving country roads, pulling into driveways since he was about 4 years old.
Well,
He's a
that's
good
illegal.
driver.
I say we write him a ticket.
Hey.
Come on.
He's a hero. Good for him. He's like the Sully of the school bus world.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he gave the reporters the high hat.
I like him even better for
Me
that.
too. No. I just did what I had to do. See you.
Next.
No story here.
I hope
That's
they don't make him. I hope they give him like a pass on driver's ed. Hey, he's cool. He took a moving bus and avoided hitting head on and having a lot of people get hurt.
Cool.
Good for this kid. Give him an extra slice of pizza on Pizza Day.
There you go.
Why not?
Okay, sounds like a sweet guy. Coming up, we're going to talk with comedian Reno Collier, and we'll
Get
have
his country fried take.
the country fried take, of course.
Did you drive on your dad's lap? Oh, your dad didn't drive. I'm sorry.
My dad didn't drive much. I didn't.
Apologize.
Didn't your dad drive you on a paper route one morning? And
One
you
time,
guys
yeah,
almost,
that was. He hadn't driven in years, and I don't know what was going on.
He had to lift his leg up to.
Yeah, he had polio, so he hadn't driven for a long time. And one day he decided,
not my
I had a
fault.
paper route my whole life practically. And, yeah, I can remember heading for that tree on Sulgrave Oval, thinking, boy, I should have just toughed it out in the snow. I mean, I usually did, but yeah.
That's cool. He was helping his boy with his job.
Well, again, it was really a bad idea.
But still.
I'm totally serious when I say
It's a sweet sentiment.
Did you get the tree? Kind of picked it up, placed it on the brake. Dad, that's an oak tree, for Christ's sake.
I bet your mom was happy.
She must have been sick. I don't know what's going on. No, I usually just slog those papers. Now, coming up, we have a nice, happy story about some sheep in Idaho, and an interesting story about a sperm donor who they estimate has fathered more than 500 kids.
Yeah.
And they're not happy about it.
I get off on this.
Yeah. What is the mental thing with that, do you think?
I want to race a me's.
That's right. Got to be part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be one thing if you wanted to do them all the old-fashioned way. At least you get that part of it in.
Right. Yeah. Then you go, he's a sex addict. But here, he's just a
weirdo.
Yeah.
I like getting off on little cups. Little
I
Dixie
can't get
cups.
enough of them.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just asking.
No longer allowed at my dentist.
Also coming up, we have a gigantic pile of collected cigarette butts.
What are they going to do with them?
Well, you're going to.
I'd like to know right now
why they did it. Well, I'm not going to tell you right now. Right now, I'm going to tell you the Bob and Tom Show is brought to you by BetterHelp. It's easy to get caught up when everybody else needs from you these days. It's easy to never take a second for yourself, and maybe it's time that you did. That's where therapy comes in, and that's where BetterHelp comes in. They will link you with a therapist. And the interesting thing about this is it's all done online, including the therapy. You fill out a brief questionnaire. You'll get matched with a licensed therapist. And by the way, you can switch at any time. And the way you do the therapy is up to you. You can do it with the camera on. We can do it with the camera off. You can do it just, in effect, texting back and forth. And BetterHelp is to help you get yourself feeling better. And here's the key to this thing. It's about balance in your life. And it's also really important to understand that asking for help is not a negative thing. It's all about balance and getting your life balanced. And BetterHelp can make it a lot easier because, again, it's all done online. Check out BetterHelp.com/BT Show today. They'll knock 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp.com/BT Show today. I'll pronounce it carefully. BetterHelp, H-E-L-P. BetterHelp.com/BT Show. These have been confusing times, and it's a good time to kind of get yourself reset. BetterHelp.com/BT Show. Coming up, comedian Reno Collier. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hi, this is comedian Tim Cavanaugh, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
It's the laughter after the Bob and Tom Show. Bob and Tom's...
There is that that fear for me of doing the person and them not liking it. You know, it's a very real possibility. Like, for example, recently I started doing the voice of a British action star, Jason Statham.
Oh,
sure.
that guy. My man crush. I love
Terrific,
that guy.
right?
Bank job. Oh,
So my fear is, though, because I didn't know whether to do him in the stand-up special that I mentioned is coming on in Showtime in the summer. So I struggle with doing it because I am afraid to do his voice and then get a call from him in the middle of the night. Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? Why don't I tell you, mate? I'm the bloke who's going to rip you into little pieces. Then I'm going to swallow those pieces before you die. And even though that doesn't make sense, I don't want that call.
No,
I
don't blame you.
So fantastic.
Yeah.
I love that guy, too.
Oh, he's great.
That's Kevin Pollak.
Way.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
A new study finds the average smoker spends around $2,700 on cigarettes a year. Smokers spend enough on cigarettes over their lifetime to buy 4 brand new family cars, 2 round-the-world cruises, or make down payments on 2 houses.
Yeah, but they got to smoke. They like smoking.
Most do.
There are a lot of smokers going, who cares?
Yeah.
I got a lot of cigarettes.
I'd love to see how much money I spend on airport water.
Oh, dude.
That's even stupider than cigarettes.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Dear Bob and Tom.
Oh, yeah.
You were talking about toenails last week.
No.
A friend of mine is a dental hygienist.
She cleans teeth for a living.
She had a patient who came in the office in great pain. After examination, the dentist found the sore tooth swollen and infected. The procedure required a small incision to relieve the pressure.
There was a toenail in there.
The dentist immediately requested a pair of surgical tweezers and removed a large piece of toenail.
How do they know it wasn't a fingernail?
Because it says this patient said he often chewed his toenail.
Oh,
Can I tell you something? My mother used to chew her toenails
no way.
in front of me.
Oh, God.
Oh, boy. Clothed or not?
Clothed.
Oh, thank God. that is a visual.
Poor Bob has lost it over there.
A little best of right here. Right here.
This is a sick thing.
Wow.
That would be,
Totally naked.
I think
How did you even think of that?
You would get,
See anything you like, boy?
I think you'd
remember
get
that.
free psychiatry for life. I think you would. I think you'd get a psychiatrist. I'm sorry. Your mother bit her toenails naked in front of you as a child. Here. You have free psychiatry for life, free Prozac, whatever you want.
There's a government program for that.
We are going to fix you.
How about it, boy? See anything you like?
I mean,
Lord, help us, Lord.
You can imagine the twisting that would be
There's a
involved.
lot of people who can't even do that.
Okay. She was very limber. Show's over. Everybody out.
Bob and Tom.
If you irradiate poop, it will be sterile, but it's still poop.
You can pick your morning radio show, but you can't wipe Bob and Tom on the couch.
You said you used to be a teacher?
Yeah, I was a PE teacher.
Gym teacher.
Gym, yeah. And I don't know, I was telling you I about drinking. I like to drink and I'd like to teach. I don't know if that's right, but yeah, it was just so hot, man. And you had to stand outside in the heat all day. And when you drink and the kid thinks you smell like, liquor and I found that I just had to lie. You have to be a really good liar to teach school because parents come in there like you guys were talking about dodgeball. This woman, I kid you not, came into me for parent-teacher conference and goes, I don't understand why Bobby doesn't do better in dodgeball. And you got to be like, because Bobby doesn't apply himself, you know. But you're thinking because Bobby throws like a little fruit. That's why. Look at his dad. It's not my fault, you know. If you wanted an athlete, marry a guy who stands up straight with a straight wrist. I can't fix that, you know. Just don't make sure he pays attention in art class because this ain't happening.
He has a great sense of color.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. The Essential Morning Radio. This is Bob and Tom 20.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. As I go through puberty somehow again, there's Christy Lee.
Hi, Chick.
At the news desk, yes. There's
yes.
Pat Godwin in the performance room. There's
Patty G.
Josh Arnold.
The G-man with the G-spot.
Shut up. I hate Steven Singer's sidekick chair. There's Ace Cosby.
Howdy.
Willie Griswold on assignment. I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold.
Willie's assignment to help the L.A. Lakers win more games, apparently.
He's
in Los Angeles.
He's going to stay there and help root him on?
He's going to be there all week, I think.
He better get ready because they don't have any young punks coming in and that they can trash talk into losing like the Grizzlies. The Dubs are coming to town, so they might want to. Yeah.
Okay. Now we are got a couple cool stories coming up. Right now we've got there he is. It's Reno Collier calling from his living room. And shifting
dining
things.
room, yes, sir.
Dining room, sorry. You've shifted things around a little bit, but looking good today.
Thank you, buddy.
Talked a little bit about your decor.
Oh, yes. His decanter, and now he's got a couple wine glasses there.
Yeah, those were there. I think I just put the phone in a different place to film this thing. It's so early, man. Why do you guys get up so early? You're not fishing or... You don't have a flight?
Yeah.
It feels so weird.
Did we pull you out of some depraved sex dream?
Yeah. I only wish, my friend. With my IBS, I dream about like car chases and fires and stuff.
Really?
That's interesting.
That's what they say. Hot peppers and messed up stomach, you have crazy dreams.
Oh.
I did not know that.
Yeah, spicy food can give you crazy dreams.
Yeah, there are a couple of medications that can cause that.
Do you like spicy food? Is that what I'm hearing? The hotter, the better?
Yes, sir. Very, very much. I can't taste anything. I don't know if it's...
No, you don't need this, Reno. You have a personality. People who don't have personalities go, I can eat 8 hot peppers. See, that's what they do.
That is true. I always say to the waiter, like, I'm not trying to be a tough guy. I just can't taste stuff. Like when people do that tough guy thing, like, oh, yeah, bring it out. B-dubs. Man, I chugged like 18 beers and I had 74 jalapenos, and it's like, yeah.
I'm not eating
that's why you're
unless
putting aloe on your butthole.
If I'm not aloe on your butthole.
Isn't there a song, Pat?
Hello. You say hello
on your butthole. Makes me happy. Wait a minute, that was something else.
That was just lovely, gentlemen.
So now, I know you're a big grill guy.
Yes, sir.
He's got a big grill. Yeah.
You're not the tooth thing. He's a barbecue artist, and he's promised he's going to make us an alligator one of these days.
No. Dude, I'd love to. I just got a new Blackstone.
Nice.
Yes, I use it for the first time. Scallops and a fillet, and
Okay, well, sounds good. Sounds good. Reno Collier is a very fine stand-up comedian, and this week he is going to be heading for Asheville, North Carolina, a gorgeous spot.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You'll be at the Diana Wortham Theater Friday and Saturday. Is this have you been to this theater before?
No, sir, and I'd appreciate no questions. Thank you.
Oh, boy.
Okay. If you word it that way, is this the theater where the audience has to all be naked? Oh, no, just the performer. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
They don't want to see that.
Okay.
Bad
beautiful Asheville, North Carolina, and once again, this Friday and Saturday. So what else is new in your life, Reno?
Nothing, man. Just plugging along. I enjoyed not being on the road. for the past week and a half and got a little golf in and put some seed down and some weed killer and, man, really exciting things. Very exciting. What are you doing on vacation?
This is grass seed, not weed seed. We need to make that clear.
Yeah, grass seed. Yeah. In honor of Willie's 90th birthday, I just turned my entire yard into a weed field.
Yeah, Willie Nelson had a huge birthday celebration.
Boy, anybody and everybody was there this weekend.
Some amazing
90.
guests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And dude, he's my favorite artist of all time, but I never would have guessed. I thought when I was like 8, he was 90.
Yeah.
Yeah, he always did have that old man feel.
Sure.
To guys like us, yeah.
Because his hair was always gray or white. Yeah.
Well, he's the redheaded stranger.
Long
braids.
My grandpa used to listen to him on 8 tracks. And yeah, man. Love that dude.
There's a great picture on social media of he and his son, I believe, playing dominoes. It's like, you just don't think of Willie Nelson.
By the way, his son also an old man. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. No, he's been like a domino junkie forever. When he lived in Abbott, Texas. Sorry, I've read quite
How
a
the
few
heck did you know that? That's amazing.
Well, he used to do a radio show out of this little gas station in Abbott, Texas, and they'd sit in there and play dominoes and drink beer and tequila and stuff like that. Yeah, it's like right off a highway somewhere. Yeah, man, that guy, I've read a lot about him, and what a solid dude. And his son, Lucas, is a face-melting guitar player. Freaking killer. And sounds a lot like him.
He sounds very much like him, yeah.
Yeah. Kind of that nasally old school. I've always had this theory that, like, if you're good looking, you're not a country singer. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
I think George Strait, when he walked out, didn't go, "Hey, boo, get him off. He's an ugly man." Just handsome.
No, but I mean, he doesn't dress like a fruitcake. Like he looks like a man.
Right. No, I know what you're saying.
He's like talking about
I'm
old
trying to be
country.
careful here, but country.
Yeah.
You're talking about your Eric Churches now, that kind of thing.
Well, you're trying to be careful, and you realize you use the term fruitcake. You understand that?
That's a food.
Okay.
I'm just saying, a lot of these guys now look like they're in a shampoo commercial or something. They're too good looking and they don't sing, and they have auto-tune and all that. Chris Christopherson never had auto-tune.
That's obvious.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I almost sounded like Tim Wilson when I said that. Chris Christopherson couldn't sing, and neither can I, damn it. I'm getting all fired up.
Chris was out there, and he did a tune.
Yeah, with Willie.
And Chris has some, I think, possibly... dementia issues?
I don't know.
Oh, really?
I think so. I think something's going on.
Really? 9 years old, he was able to smoke pot for 70 of it? It's dementia?
Silver-tongued devil, he.
One of the greatest songwriters of all time.
No doubt. Yes.
As is Willie. Well, let's get to it. As you can tell, we're talking to a Southern gentleman. He is Reno Collier, and you've got a feature you call the Country Fried Take.
I do. Yes, sir. So it seems that as a society, we have lost touch with how to get our point across. A simple discussion has become an arena to act like a completely out of control toddler. Just hearing someone else's opinion sends people into a seizure-like anger nowadays. People say things like, words are violence. I can tell you from experience that someone telling you that you suck and getting punched in the face are actually quite different. One of them, you decide if it bothers you or not. The other one has you sucking applesauce through a straw using phrases like, I really miss bubble gum. And when did not having to listen to the other side become a win in an argument? Are we so sure of our immense knowledge that we just spit out what we know, and due to our brilliance, the other side is a waste of time to even listen to? Every generation has tried that, and it's always been proven wrong. Doctors used to do tobacco enemas for people suffering from cholera. You talk about a doctor blowing smoke up your ass? I know nobody was, but I just wanted to say that. In the bloodstream to increase, and then in the late 1800s, they were injecting people with milk into their bloodstream to increase white blood cells.
Wow.
And guess what? They were positive they were right. That sounds like something a 4-year-old made up while playing the board game Operation. Hey, Mom, I poured my cereal in his heart hole and stuck a cigarette in his ass. He feels way better. We need to be able to talk things through open and honestly and admit we don't know everything. Clearly, those doctors were wrong. That secondhand smoke would have caused ass cancer for sure. That's how we got the phrase cigarette butt.
Ah.
Nothing?
Well, you didn't. Yeah, that's cute.
I'll just sit there and listen to the rest of it. Now, the literal definition of argue is to give reasons or cite evidence in support of an idea, action, or theory with the aim of persuading others to share your view. Persuading others to share your view, to get them to join your team. When a company wants to entice you to come work with them, they don't invite you into an interview like, hey, have a seat, Jim, you fat ass. Your wife's ugly and your kids are stupid. Now that that's out of the way, how would you like to join our team here at A Place for Mom? Thank you, Christy. And being the loudest doesn't mean you won an argument. You may shut the other person down, but you didn't move the needle in your favor. You just look like an uninformed child having a temper tantrum. Why not go all in? Stick your fingers in your ears, close your eyes so no one can see you, and just yell out, blah, 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 I can't hear you, blah, 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 I made Big Boy Brown. And just because something rhymes doesn't make it right. We learned that with if it doesn't fit, you must acquit. Are we so stupid that we're like, ooh, I love nursery rhymes. I'll go with acquit. I know he killed 2 people, but it's so fun to say. The prosecution should have said he killed 2 people, and that's not nice. Let's put him in the chair and zap him twice. All I'm saying is if it doesn't rhyme, we don't do the time. We become like a bad Disney movie where someone wakes up with the mind of a child in an adult's body. Screaming, not listening, and flailing like a toddler will get people's attention, but they don't take you seriously. They wait for you to finish your outburst and dismiss you as a brat. We don't move forward on issues by playing, you're stupid, no, you're stupid. We move forward when we respect, listen, process, and become empathetic to others' views. So speaking on behalf of the real world, grow up and calm down and turn that frown upside down and just quit being a dick. I'm Reno Collier, and that's my country fried take.
Well, let's see. Frowning upside down rhymed. Sure.
I know.
Well, believe it or not, Reno, we have cigarette butts in the news.
Yep. Climate activists collected 650,000 cigarette butts and piled them all up in the heart of Portugal's capital, Lisbon, on Sunday. The activists are trying to raise awareness of this often overlooked form of pollution. The buckets of stubs were heaped into a mound for a climate campaigner to climb on. Mr. Andres No wore a breathing apparatus to protect him from the toxins in the non-biodegradable butts.
So, can you imagine?
How lovely.
Just walking around the streets collecting cigarettes, and they got 650,000 cigarette butts.
No.
649,000 came from the dumpster at Waffle House.
The problem is,
there's always people smoking out there, and you know they're going to touch your food, but it's so delicious.
Well, we had this story a couple years ago. Do you remember this, where they trained the seagulls
to pick up the cigarette butts?
It was
crows. Yeah.
Crows.
They trained them to pick up cigarette butts, and it was very controversial.
Yeah, but
Have you seen that video where there's a crow or a raven? I'm not an avion. What is it? Avionics. Yeah. They have problem solving skills. These birds, the ravens, are so smart. Yeah,
crazy smart. But at least these climate activists are actually doing something.
Right. They cleaned up 650,000 butts.
Right.
I mean, it attracted hobos.
Attracted hobos.
Yeah,
Hobos
there's still some meat on that.
butts.
There's still some meat on that bone.
Yeah, that was got a little bit of a.
Yeah.
Let me just give it a taste. Here's the article about.
I'd listen to that hobo all day.
I like that.
That's a
He's from the
good hobo.
1800s.
You know, there's wisdom there.
I just want to. Reno, just want to taste.
Tell him.
I saw Willie when he had his hair all greased back. I did.
I'd listen to that guy. Unless it was like mortgage advice.
This was in Amsterdam.
Uh-huh.
They trained crows to pick up cigarette butts, and they actually had a lot of pushback.
Because they thought the birds would get sick from picking up the butts.
Yeah, and they get addicted to the nicotine.
Well, which is it? Do you want a cleaner place, or do you want healthy crows?
Yeah, maybe.
Well,
And is it a bad thing there are less crows in the world? I'm sure it is because of the bees and the whole thing.
It's a circle of life, chick.
There we go. Okay.
Take out a piece and they start to crumble.
I'm going to take out a piece and clear the room. How about that? What happened?
Okay, well, now here we have another story. While we're on the crows topic, this is a much better one. In Malaysia.
Malaysia.
They have crows are stealing women's underwear. According to the Malacca City Councilor, Mr.
Malacca
Tan Chin Guan.
Yeah.
He says he's puzzled as to why crows are snatching undergarments placed on clotheslines in the city's commercial hub.
I've got a guess.
Seagulls would make sense.
They smell like fish.
He said these thieving birds are a menace. They swoop down and snatch panties.
Well, they're clean.
They get a bad.
Well, but I'm sure that you can't get all the odor out.
Now wait.
Right. There's no way.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You take a bite out of one of them and go, nevermore.
Okay.
Nevermore.
All right. Well, thank you. Hey, Reno, once again, Reno Collier live back on stage this weekend, Friday and Saturday at the Diana Wortham Theater in beautiful Asheville, North Carolina. Thanks,
Great
Reno.
shows this weekend.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Love you. Have a great week, everybody.
Thank
You too, Reno. See you, pal.
Maybe the crows are taking them home to their honeys. They're spicing their love life up a little bit.
Really? So commissioning a black crow with white panties?
Put this on, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, baby, look what I bought you.
All right. Hey, I got a couple smokes, too. Picked them up before some hobo got them. Yeah, I can run faster. I can fly faster than a hobo can run. We have an opportunity.
Hey, let me tell you about Raycon earbuds.
Why
Can I?
don't you?
Please do.
Should I?
Yes.
Of course I should. Let's face it. Everything's increasing in price. Except Raycon's wireless earbud. They're priced right. And Raycon's mission is to prove that you shouldn't have to pay an arm and a leg for quality sound and essential smart tech listening features. With Raycon, you get a pair and a spare if you want and still pay less than you would with some of those other big-name tech brands out there. Raycon knows that in this economy, every purchase needs to be almost perfect. Offer buy now, pay later options at Raycon. They have an easy and free return guarantee, and they offer free domestic shipping and flat fee international shipping. And they have over 50,000 five-star reviews. And I haven't even got to 8 hours of playback, crystal clear call quality, and water and sweat resistant. Those are Raycons. So go to buyraycon.com/Tom today and get 15% off your Raycon order. That's buyraycon.com/Tom. Score 15% off your Raycon purchase. That's buyraycon.com/Tom.
Thank you very much. The Raycon earbuds. Once again, a great deal. Buyraycon.com/Tom. Half the price and twice as good. Tell them the Bob and Tom Show sent you. When we come back, history time. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Thanks for listening to the Bob and Tom Show this morning.
I'm trying the Pearson's nut roll.
Which is kind of like a patty, but it looks like it's about twice as big.
Very similar, but twice as big.
You like it?
Good?
Yeah.
Okay, now,
Not bad.
I want to see if Chick can tell the difference.
We're doing a blind taste test.
Tom's going to come over here and...
Okay, Chick, you have a blindfold on your head.
I do. It's not over my eyes yet, though.
No, you're the Karate Kid right now.
Oh.
What?
What I'm doing.
Can you, Chick, can you stand up and put your arms out and one leg up?
Why don't you talk into a mic?
As I was showing the camera crew.
Okay.
There we are.
Is this on?
That one's on.
Yeah, it's on.
It won't seem to want to stay in the upright position here.
Because you're a boy.
Okay. I have these have been marked. One is the nut roll and one is the payday.
All right.
And Chick has been blindfolded.
Hi, how are you?
Okay. Here, Christy.
See if we can tell the difference between...
we have the one. I'm going to get one of these.
Can I hold it?
Not yet.
Can I hold it by the nuts?
At random. At random. Okay. Now, open your mouth.
No, because you're going to do something.
I'm going to pull one.
I want to hold it. No, you're not putting anything in my mouth I can't hold.
No, that's a payday, Chick. Trust me on that. It's one of the nut rolls. Is what I should say.
Well, okay, when that might have queered the deal. I'm going to start over now. So you're not going to know. I'm going to spin this around.
He's looking. All right.
I'm going to. All right, what's going on? I can't see anything.
Okay.
No. Are you guys messing with me?
No.
Is he putting his penis on my head again?
No, he's not. Nothing,
Are you sure?
Nothing of the sort.
All right.
Okay. Try that one.
What's so funny? What did I do? What happened?
No, seriously, hold in your.
I want to know if you can tell the difference between the Payday and the Pearsons.
Okay, which one is this? Just take it. Put your hand out.
Just put your hand out and take it now.
Ah, what is it?
It's either a Pearson's nut roll or a Payday.
Which one?
It smells like a Payday.
Well, take a bite of it.
Oh yeah, that might have a little cheese on it.
Which one do you think that is?
Did you rub this on your crotch?
No, even more. He put it in his pants.
It tastes familiar.
Which one do you think that is?
I don't know. I don't have anything to compare it to.
Okay, well now take that one.
Here's the second one.
I didn't really care for it though.
You didn't like that one?
Take the second one.
I did take the second one. I'm still chewing the first one.
Let me see the first one. Let me see.
Do you need a palate cleanser?
Hold that one up, chick. Okay.
Do you need a palate cleanser?
Where did you have this one on your butt? Did you put this on your butt?
No.
All right.
Do you want a palate cleanser or are you okay to go?
I'm okay to go.
Okay, this is the second one. Now, do you think that's a Payday or is that the...
This one doesn't taste as salty.
That's probably because Christy licked all the salt off of it.
Christy had that in her mouth before I put it in my mouth?
Yeah.
Yeah, I licked it.
Ah!
She licked all the salt off that one.
How is it?
So which one do you think that is? Do you want to do it again?
No.
Oh, yeah, you do. Come on.
We can do it. We can do it right. We really cheated the first time. I got to tell you.
Can you tell which one?
Okay.
I think the second one.
I'm opening these. I'm opening these live on the air.
Was the Petersons.
The second one.
Mm-hmm. And the first one was the Payday.
Tom?
No.
No, you got it wrong.
I got it backwards?
Backwards, yeah.
Okay, now try it again. Here we go.
Which one's that?
Straight from the box. That was not in my crotch, and Christy did not lick it.
Yeah.
When you say straight from the box, what does that mean?
I mean the wrapper.
Kind of fishy, Bob. A little sardine-like.
Okay.
I'll be done.
No, I didn't touch
Do you like that one?
Uh-huh.
All right. This is the Payday.
Okay, now try this one. Tell me what you think this is. This is straight from the wrapper. Is it the Pearsons or is it the Payday?
That's a Pearson.
You got it right the second
That's
time.
right.
Hey.
Well, it was probably the crotch cheese and the licking that ruined the first test. So
Yeah.
it really wasn't scientific.
When you lick all the salt off it, it just isn't any fun anymore.
You know, I think I'm going to do the show from now on blindfolded.
Well, unfortunately, we have to take off.
Hey, by the way, thanks for the Paydays, chick.
You're welcome.
Oh, you bought those?
Oh, yeah.
You did, huh?
Well, thanks.
$12 worth of candy bar. That's the kind of cash I got thrown out.
But Bob, you enjoyed the Pearson's
I did, but
salted nut roll?
I have to admit, I like the Payday better.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a break here. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
I know, but the whole minivan thing,
The bumper stickers on that'll be horrible. You know, my orphan child is an honor student.
Beautifully done.
Scott Dunn, ladies and
We have a
gentlemen.
winner.
Tom Simmons is our guest. I understand you've been to Afghanistan, I assume, on one of the USO type tours.
The Comics on Duty.
Okay, good for you.
Afghanistan is desolate, man. Everything is dirt. Every building, every structure is like dirt. We don't need satellite-guided bombs. We just should drop water balloons.
That'll muddy you.
Wow. Turn that place into mud and farmland, and it'll be great.
Have you run this strategic idea by the people at the Pentagon?
Yeah, it'd save us a lot of money.
This is positively
launching
brilliant.
a massive hydro attack. That's what we're going to do. And,
all of these fire bombs are merely drawing it out.
Essential Morning Radio. All day and all night. This is Bob and Tom.
Back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hi.
There's Pat Godwin over there in the performance room.
Hello, chick.
There's Josh Arnold.
Hi there.
He's at the I Hate Steven Singer sidekick chair. There's Ace Cosby. Hey. Willie Griswold remains on assignment. I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold.
Thank you very much. We've learned a lot today. It was fun talking to Reno Collier and Greg Warren and Coach Dave Wanstadt. Learned some interesting stuff. He says for sure the Bears are going to move out to that new stadium.
That's his opinion, and he's 100%.
He's hoping for a roof on that baby. We'll see what happens.
You are really that's going to haunt me, isn't it? Because I'm against roofs for football stadiums, and you're for them. And Dave Wanstadt agrees with you, so that mutates into you know more about what you're talking about.
No, not at all.
No. It's okay.
I like the removable roof. That's a cool thing.
It's not like Wannstedt's a head coach right now, okay?
Okay.
He's not. Okay, you hear what I'm saying?
Okay. I want to tell you about history today.
What?
Got a couple cool stories in history.
Time now for Mayday. Today in history.
What year do you think the first adhesive stamp came out?
Wait a minute.
So not lickable, but it has the stuff on the back already.
Not
no,
lickable.
Because before you had to put paste on it yourself.
Yeah.
And then put it on the.
Oh, I see.
Way back.
Boy, I'm going to say 64.
Nope, I'm going to say 53.
1840.
What?
All right.
Wait a minute. 1840, you could lick a stamp?
Yep, the first adhesive stamp.
No kidding?
That's cool.
Really?
That seems way
And
early.
prior to that, of course, Christy, you had to nail it to the envelope. It's very difficult.
That's fun.
Very impressive.
I didn't
and
know
the
this.
whole board and everything.
Did you know this? In 1930,
no, I wrote it.
The planet Pluto was named by
Walt Disney.
A kid. An 11-year-old. Venetia Burney named the planet Pluto.
It's not a planet.
Not anymore.
I know, whatever the hell it is.
Grew up to be one of Italy's worst serial killers.
What
People
about
don't know
Planet Goofy?
Well, now it would be whatever, Planet Face or something.
No, how about this?
I don't think it's considered a planet by many now.
I think Planet Goofy is now known as Earth. Okay. That's a comment on time.
Well, I'm guessing a 12-year-old boy named Uranus.
Yeah.
The endless jokes. 1939, Christy Lee.
Yes.
Yeah,
Detective
she was
Comics.
born. She's a lot older than I thought she was.
Yeah, she sure is.
No, Detective Comics, number 27. The first appearance of
Dick Tracy. Batman.
1939, Batman.
Boy, they're making a big damn deal. Michael Keaton's back as Batman, and I could care less. I'm in the minority, though, I'm sure.
It sounds like you do care, though.
You brought it up.
Yep, brought it up.
It's in my basketball game when he comes on, I'm Batman. I want to throw a shoe at my TV. That's the only reason I...
Don't do that.
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts!
Oh, I love that. Yeah, that's a good moment.
Yeah, that was a great moment.
Detective Comics, number 27.
You going to go see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3?
Pass.
That comes out this week.
Hard pass.
All right.
Did they do 26 other animals prior to Batman?
Yeah,
well, we tried Catman and Dogman, then we did Slothman. That Slothman really sucked.
Slugman was.
By the way,
You remember Mole Man? Could we get away with this guy hanging around with a teenage boy in little green shorts?
Hans Mole. Boy, oh boy.
Little quick.
You really go right there,
Sorry.
don't you?
Citizen Kane premieres in
I
New
still
York
haven't
City.
watched that. I guess I should
1941, it's great.
It is good. And when you go, hey, when you're watching it, you go, well, what's the big deal? I've seen these camera angles and some of this stuff.
Then you realize it
you
was
go, oh, yeah, he invented it.
Well, but then before that, have you ever seen Wings? The
the first Best Picture winner.
And they have a nice tracking shot in that I had.
Just awesome.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Here we go. 1963, James Whittaker becomes the first American to reach the summit of Mount Everest.
Allegedly.
Then he hanged himself in Shawshank.
What?
No, that was James Whitmore.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, different guy.
Man, I thought...
Some people say,
No, I was just kidding. James Whittaker, of course,
you can't make it on
a big American story involving Nepal, as opposed to the Super Bowl where Janet Jackson got her Nepal all ripped off.
It was an accident. That's why I had it decorated.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Hollywood Studios, formerly MGM Studios, opened at Disney World in the state in 1989.
That one's fun.
That is fun.
That has Muppet Vision 3D.
I love that.
Me too.
I go every time.
Yeah.
SpongeBob SquarePants debuted, believe it or not, in 1999.
Yeah, been around forever.
Yeah, sure.
On Nickelodeon. Here we go.
He's
Birthdays.
having health issues, SpongeBob.
Oh, is he?
We'll see.
Drying out?
1852.
Or is that Mrs. SpongeBob?
Calamity Jane.
Yeah?
Yeah, go on.
They call it her, the underground nickname was Chlamydia Jane.
Is that? Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Then the Doris Day movie. They
Dos Amigos.
They don't talk about that.
It is hard to believe sometimes you have a microphone. Do you know that?
You'll like this one, Chick. I saved this just for you.
Yes, go.
And I want you to explain to Christy and Ace, maybe. 1918, the birth of Jack Parr.
Jack Parr was in between. He was after Steve Allen, right? And before Johnny. So
Late night TV guy?
Late night TV talk show host.
Tonight Show.
Oh.
And he actually came back when I was a kid in the late 60s and hosted on ABC after Cavett quit. And I enjoyed Jack Parr very much.
Because people hated Carson. They couldn't believe Parr wasn't on their TV anymore.
Yeah, people love
They said this Johnny Carson guy won't cut it.
He stinks.
He did just fine.
How it started.
Yeah.
And then Ray Parker Jr.
Now he took over. He took on after Johnny Carson.
That's
Ray
right.
Parker Jr. was the band leader.
I think he did Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters, sure, yeah.
Sounds an awful like a Huey Lewis tune. I think they settled out of court. And the quirky filmmaker Wes Anderson.
Somebody put up online a viral video, and it looks great. If Wes Anderson directed all the Star Wars movies, it's hilarious.
Just perfect symmetry.
Perfect. Everything's even. Bill Murray is the Death Star captain. It's just what. And one of the Wilsons, there's Darth Vader. Yeah, it took a lot of work.
Oh, cool. Well, time now to review.
Time now to review what we learned today on the Bob and Tom Show. Willie Griswold is in Los Angeles, evidently enjoying himself. He went to the Lakers game on, Friday night?
Yes.
Evidently saw Jack Nicholson at the, and Tom insists that Jack Nicholson at the Lakers game was a major story. Today is Rabbit, the first of the month.
Jack hadn't been to a game in a couple of years.
Well, that doesn't say anything.
I haven't been to a game in a couple years.
That doesn't say anything other than Jack is a sad, awful, not very.
No, he's been to almost every game since 1970. Yeah, he's been sick.
Oh.
Well, you didn't say he'd been sick.
Yeah, well, he's not publicly saying
really,
but apparently, yeah.
The Andy Warhol O.J. Simpson painting is up for auction.
I like painting, man.
And Josh has an interesting Andy Warhol voice, I guess.
Yeah. That's just how he looks, like he talks.
I saw him once.
My hair's weird.
Of course you did.
Tom Brady's done dating models, he said.
How'd you recognize him?
I think
Andy Warhol walks by, you go, oh, that's Andy Warhol.
Yeah.
I think it was the gleaming white wig.
yeah.
And of course, he was carrying around like 4 cameras. And
was there a frantic lady? Hey, have you seen Andy Warhol around here? Yeah, so he's right over there. Little we know, Tom was inadvertently responsible for the shooting.
It was at Madison Square Garden.
It was interesting off the air today. It prompted Tom to say on the air, do not try to pick a fight with Chick McGee today. I believe I've apologized to everyone. There was an incident. Ace Cosby and I are going to have lunch today.
Oh, that's right.
Ace, where are you taking him? Yeah.
Denise.
Denise. It's an interesting way to say that.
I love Denise. I'm not. You know that.
Okay. You wouldn't go.
And Greg Warren is still trying comedy. Tom?
He's very funny. Thank you very much. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, thanks for listening to the Bob and Tom Show this morning. Get a look at today's show on our YouTube channel.